Welcome back to another fabulous Thursday night throwdown. Hopefully all of you guys can hear me because I now have my Go XLR hooked up. And if you can't hear me, let me know and I'll switch back to the old thing.
Well, we can hear you.
Oh,
Yeah, sounds
well,
great.
I assume that if you guys can hear me, they can hear me.
Oh, all right. Well, that's good.
Because StreamYard can hear me. So,
Tommy, can you hear me?
Tommy, can you hear me? Anyway, back tonight we have Script Doctor. It's been a while, Script Doctor. What have you been up to, dude?
I've been on a crazy schedule because where I am in Ontario is considered a red zone, so we're on lockdown again. So all my work hours and when I can leave and do stuff is all changed. But luckily, this is the first time in a very long time I've had a Friday off. So I'm happy to be here and hang out with you guys again.
Yeah, that's good. Someone's saying it sounds a little scratchy. Let me adjust the gain a tad. I know that god damn, it's like really fucking hot. There we go. That should be fine. Do I still sound okay?
Yeah.
All right.
You sound beautiful. Yeah, 5 by 5.
I just want to make sure people can actually hear me because when I was doing testing earlier and I wasn't sure if I had the mic turned up enough. But there's some other stuff on the back end. So hopefully it's not like crackling anymore. I was like, when I was trying this thing out, I was like, what the fuck is wrong with this thing? Because it was all distorted. And
yeah, you have a teensy tiny little bit of a crackle sometimes at the finish of a sentence, but it's not substantial.
Yeah, it depends on how loud I get. I mean,
yeah, you are loud. You're loud.
All right, how's that? Better?
No, you sound sure.
Good. All right, there we go.
You're good enough. No, you're good enough. It's good enough.
3 dBs is what I'm adding. So hopefully I sound fine to everybody and I can be a little loud like that. Anyway. Oh boy. We have a lot to talk about. Let's see. I know that I already got a super chat before it began, and thankfully it's already here. So Tim Flip. There we go. For $5. So the Game Awards lost the last drop of connection with the gaming community. It's because the Oscars, it's only downhill from here. So who won the game?
Oh, come on.
I'm guessing it's the that game that nobody fucking cares about.
The Last of Us 2 deconstruction of a good game.
Yeah. Still getting a crackle, Script Doctor?
Yeah, I'm hearing one.
All right.
Tiny.
It's tiny. All right.
Yeah. That's better.
How's that?
Oh.
That good?
Yeah, It's gone.
Ah, good.
Magic.
All right. 2 dBs it is. All right. So hopefully everybody can hear me. Yay. So I take it The Last of Us 2 beat out Ghost of Tsushima.
There were a lot of miscarriages of, I can't say justice. Yeah, it was just bad.
Games.
Yeah, it was just bad. Yeah. But honestly, I was caught up in the moment talking about the stuff we're going to talk about.
Sister Harrow, God, I cannot fucking talk tonight. For $5 didgeridoo. Hello, comics, script, culture, caught a live stream. Yes, you did. That's awesome.
Awesome. Thanks for being here. Yeah.
And we have the usual very phallic unicorn from Culture Casino for $1.49. And Crazy
Always.
Cat Guy is here.
Yes.
With a super sticker of a fox shouting, "Hiya! How you doing?" I'm doing quite well myself.
I love the look. Oh my gosh, the icon there.
Yeah.
Oh my god,
That's a great one.
It just kills me. Crazy Cat Guy's awesome.
Yes, he is. And he sends another $3 super sticker with a fox saying, "How's it going?"
How's it going?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm where is it? This came in today too. I just started playing it. I'm getting the lay of the land before I go and start streaming and looking like a fucking fool. Already clicked on that. Yeah, dude. It's dream come true, baby.
It is, man.
Dream come true.
It is. And I played a little bit more today. Of course, I had the gaming lounge on my channel because we rotate that show around. And man, I I'm loving it. I mean, but there are some bugs. There's no doubt about it. There's some glitches. I didn't expect any different, but it's nothing like Fallout 76 or some of the other things that kind of, came out of the gate with a wobble and a whimper. This game is strong. If you turn down some of the settings, some of the problematic settings on your console, if you have an older generation console, not one of the newer ones, you won't have nearly the troubles that people are describing online. If you have on your PC, if you have a RTX 3000 series or higher, you should be golden. Even probably from 2070 up on the NVIDIA line, you're probably okay.
I got a Xbox One that I purchased last year.
Oh, you should be good. There's a couple settings you'll want to turn down a little bit. For the most part, you should be really good. The bugs should be fairly minor. The glitches, you will have some early lockups early in the game because there's a lot of density in there, but beyond that, it shouldn't be a problem. So,
good deal. Yeah, I mean, so far I left it as is, and I've noticed like a few rendering issues, but it makes me
pop in.
Yeah. Also, penis slider. It really wasn't much of a slider. It was like 3 options.
That sucks. I was thinking I would have like somewhere between Pee Wee Herman and Dirk Diggler, and I didn't. I mean, there was no. I was like, okay, am I going to go from like 6 inches to 60 inches? I didn't have that option. It was really unhappy.
Like kind of Conan the Barbarian game that they had a few years back. That was a big slider.
Yeah. So you had 3 options. You have like normal size, I guess, which is average, small, and then big.
Yeah. Well, and you also have vag. So.
Yeah. You have the option of nothing.
The Ken doll.
And Ken doll, and then vag. Yeah, you also have vag.
Oh, there's only one type of vag, though?
Oh, yeah, singular. Well, wait, but there's really cool pubic options. You can have a heart shape. You could have a landing strip. You can pick the color. You can turn your pubes green if you want to. It's there. You can do it. And I actually, this is the weirdest thing, and this is me being a gamer. I went with the female character because there are more customization options for the female.
When I stream, I was thinking
that's kind of strange that. Like, clearly there wasn't a woman involved with regards to the genitals for the woman, because they would know that there's more than one variation of a vagina.
Well, you got three sizes of breasticles. Script.
Man, I came in at the right time. Y'all talking about boobs?
Oh yeah,
we're talking about CG boobs on Cyberpunk.
Hey,
you know what's really cool is you can customize the nipples on the chicks.
I saw that you had the option of turning nipples on.
Yeah, you go with the dimes, the quarters, and the freaking silver dollars. I mean,
gotta be respectful. Do they got the kneecaps? I mean,
Do they have the pegs or the points?
They seem kind of pointy.
Geographic.
Yeah, and they're not googly eyes; they're symmetrical.
That's what I'm talking about. But you gotta, what about the eyeball representation? I mean,
okay. So with eyeballs, actually, with legitimate eyeballs, not what you're talking about, but with eyes, you can pick out like these really cool color combinations. Like I picked like black with red circles, and like no pupils. It's freaking cool. It's like wearing full eye. It's like wearing full eyeball contact.
That's awesome.
Life path did you go with?
Gay.
That's not one of the options, dude.
I haven't actually got through any romances. I'm starting to develop those relationships.
No, life path. Corpo, nomad, street kid.
I was feeding into Steven's, fetish, whatever it is, fettuccine. I was feeding into his fettuccine. But anyway, so I went with Corpo because I was like in honor of my favorite Star Wars type of person at the Imperial level, So I went with Corpo, and Corpo female. That'll probably end up being solo because I like stealth play. So we'll see.
Yeah, I'm definitely heading more the Netrunner route.
Yeah, so. I'm gonna have some of that too, but I feel like being like the stealth like neck snapper gonna be good.
That's what I've been doing. I've been doing a lot of stealth and hacking, which was pretty fucking cool.
That's awesome, and thank you for sharing the pictures from your trip, Culture. We really appreciate that. Jay is a great guy. He's a gargantuan man, and he gave Little Culture a piggyback ride, and I think that's so nice of him.
Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah.
okay.
He doesn't look. He doesn't listen to instruction very well. So, I was kicking his thighs to try to get him to move faster. It didn't work. I need spurs, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
You should have. Absolutely. Yeah. Thank God for Jay. He's such a good man.
Dude, we had such a great dinner. That's the one thing I enjoy the most. I honestly believe you connect better with people over food. So whenever I get together with somebody, I always want to have a meal with them. And so this is the second time I've got to break bread with Jay and his brother, and it was amazing. He's such a good guy. I'm just universally good person, and there aren't many of those in the world nowadays.
Did he ride you to dinner?
What?
Did he give you a ride to dinner?
No, I drove myself, and I had nothing to drink.
Okay.
So, well, I take that back. I had iced tea and water. So I'm very, very careful.
You had normal liquid. Okay.
Yes. Yeah. I had no alcoholic adult beverages. No.
Well, that's beautiful. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Fix the coloring of my freaking light.
I don't know. I like it. Looks good. I like the purple.
There we go. That's one.
Yeah.
But no, too blue, and you get back to being orange.
Oh, you need to be
not really orange, but tan looking. Orange man, bad. Okay, toxic man flu for $5. Insert toxic man flu at pithy comment number 37. Been a long week, so I might be on autopilot tonight while drinking bourbon. I'm on autopilot too because I've just slept like complete garbage this week. Yeah, it's been, here's the thing that's funny. Okay, so I released a video on my second channel today, and I recorded it Sunday, which means I've been editing it all fucking week.
Wow. 4 days of editing.
Wow, bro.
Well, okay, all right. So I edited like most of it. I was like, I used a lot of like stock footage, so because I didn't like how some of it turned out with me being on camera, and then it just kind of adds to it too. But anyway, so I did that. That took a while. Tuesday night I streamed with over at World Class Bullshitters.
Oh,
Jeff.
Yeah, Jeff.
So what we got done, I just went to bed, and then Wednesday night, I worked on one of my side projects, and I just realized that I never pinged people I'm doing stuff for. Let me check my email real quick.
Yeah, I got sick of it. I've ordered a new mic and a new camera because I'm sick.
Ooh.
I had to. I'm sick of this. This doesn't look good, and I'm tired of sounding like this. So I spent a little bit of money.
Yeah, I don't know.
Ping me. I'll just send them a message tomorrow.
And
I don't know that I'll be prepared for you to sound any different, Steven.
Really? It's gonna be a little clearer. Maybe. Yeah. I don't know. It's gonna be a Yeti mic. It's gonna be one of them Yeti ones because y'all talk about that.
You should get an XLR mic.
Yeah, that's what I got. Of course, I don't sound any different.
or you can get a really nice Shure.
That's what I have, a Shure microphone.
Yeah.
Like the Jersey Shore?
No, Shure.
Oh.
Oh my God.
Shure microphone. The best microphone. Actually, they're really fucking good microphones.
Yeah.
Emotionally unstable amphibian for £2
I'm there.
Culture. Are you coming to Parlor? Yes, I've just been really fucking lazy about it, but I would not be giving them my driver's license because
I am already on Parlor, and I will start actually doing links and other stuff there this week. In fact, I am pursuing all alt tech, which includes Rumble at this point.
Yeah, I'm thinking about doing something with Rumble too. I'm
gonna Rumble, and I'm gonna BitChute because, to be honest with you, things don't look good.
You're right, and I need to get a Rumble set up too. I also went to Odyssey and started setting up something over there too. That's another streaming site you can go to.
Yeah, we're getting.
Toxic Man Flu says for $2, I just went blind. Of course, that was a reference to the photo from earlier, so I think I should get that out of the way.
But it was beautiful. Culture needed a ride.
Qui-Gon Gimli is saying that are they renewing KK's contract? I don't know. I mean, she looks like she's involved.
Okay, look, she's okay.
You want to stoke the fires of the historian once again. You keep Kennedy on. She's got to go. Go ahead, Colton.
She's not going anywhere.
I know this much. She's there through March.
Yep. Which is conveniently after the next. I think there's supposed to be. Yeah, they're going to see what's going to happen with the Marvel side of things, because if the Marvel maintains the Disney Plus subscriptions, because they do have bouts, so a lot of people did cancel after the Mandalorian, about a month after the Mandalorian.
Yeah,
and then they came back prior to the Mandalorian.
Yep.
So if the numbers hold up still, and they finish construction in Florida and they start doing productions over there, they're just going to keep extending her, silently extending her. Over and over.
And it's not really a new contract. Okay, I want to make that clear, because at the end of January, technically she's done, right? But I know for sure she's there through the end of March, like Script was alluding to, and there's reasons for that. I don't think they're going to get the performance they want out of WandaVision, because I've heard some bad things, and yeah, and what Script is talking about, what we were talking about backstage before we got started, is they are building buildings right now in Florida to do production. So they will be doing production outside of California.
I'll wait.
In a big way. I'm sorry, Steven. Go ahead.
No. You guys are talking about Cyberpunk. I guess we're going to get in the investor meeting at some point, so I'm just going to wait.
No, we're
already there.
This is it.
Yeah.
Oh, this is it.
This is it. We're talking about Star Wars.
How do we get preached to? How do we get preached to for years that it's time to move on? This isn't for you. We don't want 50-somethings. How do we get preached to? How do we have the legacy characters treated the way they do? And now they're going to prop up these stories from the past like they're fucking marionettes and have them dance around. Under Kathleen Kennedy, who doesn't give a shit about me.
But she's not. She is the head of Lucasfilm.
Yeah,
her involvement.
Go ahead.
Script, and maybe Script will be willing to back me up on this, but her level of involvement in some of these projects is non-existent.
She needs to be replaced.
She gives a thumbs up or a thumbs down, pretty much.
That's all.
And then how it goes beyond that, aside from, I guess, The Acolyte and her other series and Indiana Jones, she's pretty much distanced. She can go wherever she wants. If she wants, she's not barred from any sets or productions, but she just has no interest.
So if I'm a store owner and I beat up all the patrons that come on in, and I even follow them home and beat up a couple of their parents, I'm allowed to just stay working at that store.
No, well, if you own the store, I guess you do. But if you're like the manager,
okay, you're right. That's a comparison I should have made. But I mean, but that's what it's like. I don't want her attached to anything.
Yeah, but see, they announced some projects today that'll never get, in my opinion, won't get to the finish line. And one of them is the Indiana Jones third script that they're working on right now.
Yeah, I'm worried about that, Cassie.
Hang on. Soul Sass is saying, guys, Hayden Christensen is coming back. Remember Vader? Is he
Member?
Right.
What a waste of an actor name, because Vader's in the suit 90% of the time. Yeah. You're basically going to have Hayden Christensen for a day in makeup, being in like that Bacta tank or something. And then you're going to have a stunt guy in the costume, and then you're going to have James Earl Jones doing the voice. There's no point in bringing in Hayden Christensen.
And his Anakin sacrifice doesn't mean shit. Anakin's redemption doesn't mean a damn thing now. Not with the sequel trilogy. Doesn't mean why are you going to bring him back? I thought the sequel trilogy characters were where it was at. I thought the sequel era was where it was at. I thought that's where we were going forward with Disney.
No.
Did it not make money? Did people not like
There's two directions. There's the time between the prequels and the OT, and then the time right after the OT. That's the only stuff they're playing with right now.
Oh, the past. You mean the past. The one that should die and be left, and the one the old fans should step off from. That's what I'm saying. The hypocrisy of this, really, it just pisses me off. We'd be in a whole different place if the sequel trilogy had just been garbage. It had just been more poorly written. If it had just been poorly written, bad direction, but you add all of the basically character assassinations of the fandom on top of that by creatives, their continued disdain for the fandom, the way that they treated the legacy characters. I mean, you put that all into a bucket, and I don't give a damn. I want Kennedy gone. Her woke hires need to leave. Those people that created that type of company culture where it was okay to attack their own customers, that they need to go. And I don't trust anything that comes out of there. Put them there.
Steven, they didn't even talk about the 2 other things that they have that are either in development or pre-production right now. Which
is it attached to unwanted butt sex? That's what Disney Star Wars is. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
That's fine.
No, it's fine. I just, like you said, there was stuff that didn't come out. But the good news is that there's at least one character people give a crap about, and then there's another character that if you like Dave Filoni, you care about.
Ahsoka. I like Ahsoka though. I don't like Filoni, but I do like Ahsoka.
So I mean, that's kind of what you're hanging your hat on right now. Now, and here's the thing: the slate they introduced for Marvel and the stuff that I'm hearing about that is less than spectacular too. So, and the TV products are going to be an issue, and they've got problems. And Script is 100% right. They are rushing like you have no idea with these streaming shows.
I kind of had no choice, wouldn't they? I mean, right now with the
no, they had all last year to accept pitches for new ideas and things to do, but they decided not to because of the coup and also because of the financial backlash of the Rise of Skywalker. Now, mind you, according to Kenny's track record from Disney's perspective, she has only one kind of failure, and that's only on the reputational side of things, not on the financial side of things. So there's a lot of people who are completely blinded by the politics of what's going on with the series, with the entire franchise, that does not care. And on top of that as well, they have had 3 years since they renewed her contract to find someone to come in and replace her or succeed her, so to speak. Not a single person has stepped up. No one wants the job. And there's very good reason. Number one, the ones that could potentially take the job know the responsibility of what the franchise means, not just to the fans. They actually, sadly enough, could not care less about that. It's all about the board of directors at Disney and if they can maintain money. And that is too big of a responsibility. Kathleen Kennedy was not ready for that. Even if they bought George Lucas a contract in to be president of Lucasfilm when they purchased Lucasfilm, I don't think George would even want to do that because, number one, it would probably kill him at his age and the fact that he wants to be a family man. Because, listen, every excuse he's made with regards to Star Wars since '89 has been, I just want to be a good dad. And I wanted to put my kids first.
It's the same excuse now. That's the reason why he sold it, and it's the reason why he doesn't want to get involved.
Yeah, he has a daughter that's, I think, only 6 or 7 years old now that he likes hanging out with and cherishes, and I don't blame him for that. But he doesn't want that responsibility anymore. And according to, like, from his perspective, because Disney used to be a family company before Iger got involved, it would be a smart move for Lucasfilm to be bought by Disney because they were a family company. Lucas was a family company. But that entire, if it was under like Eisner, probably Star Wars would not be what it is right now. It probably wouldn't be any more flashier, but it would definitely not have this divisiveness to it because it would be. It would still follow that law.
Okay, it would be a classic Cadillac.
I wanted to get this out of the way because somebody asked this earlier. What is Rumble or Odyssey? There are other platforms like YouTube.
Yeah. Just you're not gonna. It's not gonna be as lucrative, but I think it's worth investing in other platforms right now, just in case they become something, because we're getting more and more draconian laws. Like it seems like every other month from YouTube.
Like not being allowed to criticize the election.
Not being allowed to talk about politics. We are not allowed to question politics. We are not allowed to theorize, and we are not allowed to have opinions on politics of our own country. That is a dangerous precedent to set.
It is very dangerous, actually.
Very dangerous. That is an echo chamber. That is a political echo chamber. They just made themselves an editor. They
violated 230. There's no doubt about it. The question is, what will someone do about it? Nothing. I mean, nothing. They hope. We'll see.
Not until after January 20th. That's for sure.
Yeah. So anyway, but. We were talking about something, and then I got.
I'm pretty sure you're going to get more Mandalorian. You're going to get Ahsoka. You are going to get the Rangers. You're going to get Obi-Wan. Cassian Andor, I don't think you're going to get for a while.
I don't even know if you'll get it. That's okay. Go ahead.
I don't even know if he'll get it either because I've heard no movement on that show.
It hasn't moved. It hasn't moved. And not only that, there's no place to shoot. No, they don't have a place to shoot it. They don't have. Yeah, exactly. And they need to get all the streaming shit together first. That's the thing. You only have so many of these sites. And again, one of the exclusive videos I'm doing in the next couple of days for the people who are members on my channel that are at the gold tier. That's the second level. It's not that expensive. It's $5.99. But anyway, that video is going to be all about how they're going about doing this in the future and how actually every single production going forward will likely get done. So, at least for a while, because it's the only way to do it in a cost-effective manner. But that couldn't be further from what the problem is. That show isn't ready to go. They have the people lined up to do it. It's been cast. They have somebody to make it. They just
don't have a place to shoot it.
They don't have a place to do it. And they're literally everywhere in the world that can do it. They're competing for spots right now. It's insane.
It's a shame that they don't even understand the sweetness of having a one and done like Rogue One, which in my opinion is the best thing they've put out.
It's the only thing they've put out.
The only thing, right? It's even stolen from the EU because they didn't have any books or
which is fine.
Yeah, poorly stolen, but yes.
Well, I mean, it's fine depending on your perspective. But anyway, it's the best thing they put out. Like that one and done. Just leave it as a one and done. Leave it as it was. Right? Don't touch it. Nobody wants a Cassian Andor series. He's going to come on screen and be 5-10 years older than he was in the movie. How is that?
No, that's like so funny about it, right?
Now what I am interested in is the studios that they're setting up and the type of technology that they're using. I can't think of it offhand, but Script Doctor knows what it is. Yes, and that I am interested in because I think that's going to be the future of.
That's it. I'm doing an entire video on it, dude. A huge deep dive on it. And here's the thing. It is 100% Jon Favreau and Disney and Industrial Lights and Magic. This whole new tech we're moving into is them. And them taking the next step in innovation towards production. It's been used in a couple of places. It's been used before, and that's something I'm going to talk about as well. But I mean, you're talking about LiDAR measured sound stages that produce final pixel production, which is I'm going to go all into and explain
in sync with a 3D render and in sync with camera movements, which means you don't just use it for your actors. If you have models, which they use Starship models, you can use it in that as well. So you actually save yourself a ton of work, but it's front loaded, expensive on the front load side of things. So you got to amortize it off of decades, but it's going to pay for itself after like 8 years minimum.
Actually, they think it's even less than that now. Script. They think they think that each one of these boxes will pay for himself in 4 years because of the production time. Well, it's the production time. They're limiting post production to the bare minimum. You have eight minimum post production people who would normally be in a post production room. They're sitting there instead of having just one guy on in there to like supervise what the effect shots will have to be. You actually have people doing live production of effect shots. It's insane. And again, I'm going to talk about all of this and how it works and how many people are there and why and where they are and how it's all shot. I'm going to do all that in these videos. But these are literally these things have been measured out in a three-dimensional way. Every single element of every environment is done so that it like Script was saying, the shot, when you move a camera, that camera is synced to the background. Everything that you see as an actor exists in real time. There's not blue screen or green screen anymore. Mm-hmm. It's insane.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So, you can actually project another actor onto that stagecraft and have them talk to that person, and it could be perfectly synced up because they could also remotely film that somewhere else. Like it's ridiculous what they can do with that.
Yeah, and it's been happening for a while now, and you can thank Industrial Light and Magic and Jon Favreau for this tech. And but anyway, we'll get it. I will get into that in those videos. But like I can say, the way we're doing production in the future is going to be completely different.
But how are they going to recoup their money without box office returns?
Well, they're making $6 billion right now a year off of Disney Plus, and if they take a portion of that to pay off whatever their debt is, and also on their expenses, yeah, 4 to 8 years, they will be kind of in the black, so long as they're not spending 3 times more than what they need.
Merchandise
because they don't have the parks yet. What they get the parks back up in the next, if they get the parks back up in the next 6 months, they will be sitting pretty. They will be, but like, I don't know if that's happening.
They won't. They right now it's well. Okay, so you look at it this way from my side of the fence. When you step back and you look at it from the money side, they're $12 billion in the hole this year.
Yep.
Yeah, because of politics. So money runs the world. They're not going to. The corporations are not going to allow. They've done their job. They've got their candidate in the White House. They made sure to funnel the information in the right direction to get what they wanted. But they're not going to sit back and let the government continue to use something that is being manipulated as a tool to keep them from making money. They're not going to let that happen forever.
But Stephen, I would agree with you, except for conversations that Comics and I have every single. Gosh, what day are we doing that now?
Oh, I'm sorry, no politics here. That's right.
Yeah. Yeah. When we start yelling at cars parked.
What?
Yeah, it's chasing cars.
Cars, yeah. It's my Monday show. But,
it's the best show in the world. It's when comics. It's when Comics and I get unhinged about politics.
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah, and it's and like I said, I mean, I would agree with you, except that my head got turned around. Tom is not helping me any, by the way. He's pointing me more towards wanting to go completely insane. But
Tom,
Tom. What's going on with Tom?
Yeah, Tom's not helping. My state of mind isn't good because I'm like, okay. So apparently there's like 16 billionaires I need to, figure out how to, not have any power anymore now.
Good luck with that.
Yeah, I know. So
guys, let me get to some super chats.
Oh, sorry.
I've been trying to get this one for a while. Riv Korean 92 for 5 American greenbacks. Check out the YouTube channel Viva Frey.
I love him.
He had the CEO of Rumble on Wednesday in response to YouTube's statement yesterday. Also, LOL, have you seen Songbird trailer?
No.
I still haven't.
What did Rumble say?
No. Viva Frey is a YouTuber. He's awesome. He's a lawyer. He was a lawyer. He's turned YouTuber. He's a Canadian like this.
He's a French Canadian lawyer. Yep.
It doesn't matter.
Does anybody know what
he's very good.
The CEO of Rumble's position was on what happened?
YouTube.
Yeah, fuck YouTube.
Yeah, okay, obviously.
The Gay Rascal for another, I would say $1.99, but it's
Those are euros.
Is it euro? Oh, it's euro.
One euro 99.
Yeah. €1.99. There we go. Thank you. I forgot it's a little C with the lines through it, not the L.
It's the weird shape.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, it's a very fabulous unicorn.
It's super. Thank you, the Gay Rascal. One of my favorite people in the world.
Yeah, I love that guy.
All right, so let's see. There were some other comments that people had that they wanted our opinions on. So let me go find those.
Ooh, I have opinions. Lots of them.
I have opinions. That's not it. I need to scroll up a little further up. Okay, here we go. I want to know your opinion on them putting Vader and Obi-Wan in his show to have a rematch. LOL. Now they're going after the OT. Yeah, and so that completely ruins the line. A presence I have not yet.
It ruins a lot of lines. Like especially when I left you, I was better learner. Now I am the master.
Yeah, there's that one too.
Like there's a lot it messes up with.
You can't do it. You can't do it. What they're going to do, you cannot do it. You are essentially undoing 3 whole movies that essentially made the franchise. You friggin' morons.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they've already done some changes to the Obi-Wan series. It was originally going to be 6 to 8 years after Revenge of the Sith. Now it's 10 years, which means it's approximately 10 years prior to A New Hope.
Yep.
There's allusions that Obi-Wan is going to be meeting Vader again, which is silly because it
can't do it.
It defeats the purpose and logic. And I can't remember the name of the new writer that they got involved to rewrite the series after The Mandalorian dropped, but if the rumors are true with regards to the announcement, or if it was just Kathleen Kennedy speaking out of her ass because she doesn't know what's going on. Yeah, it looks pretty bad. Because
Okay,
again, she's been wrong a couple times on her public speaking tour. So I can only hope that when she talks about rematch, maybe she's saying they're going to take something from the Rebels and have Obi-Wan and Darth Maul fight again, because that would be a rematch, a real rematch as well.
You know, I just realized that I thought I invited Raquel tonight, but apparently I didn't.
Oh no!
Let's send her a link. Let's get her in here.
Get her in here.
I was wondering why she never responded to me. It's like, well, because I never wrote. So Raquel, if you want to jump on, let me
script. I heard something.
You cross your
I haven't
fingers for
confirmed
it, right?
it yet. Yeah, I'm trying to. I didn't want to forget. I heard that it was going to be parallel storytelling.
Parallel storytelling.
There's other talks of that too.
Okay, all right.
There's also the rumor of a parallel story. I don't think it's going to move anywhere, but it's basically if Leia and Luke were reversed. It's based off the comic.
Yeah, that's the what if. But yeah, no, I mean
that's the other one.
Yeah. But I'm talking about actually for that show. They were talking about parallel story. Yeah. So just anyway. So there you go. If you hear something, let me know, because I've only been able to hear it once. So I just.
No, my phone has kind of been off the hook since the announcements, but it's all about people speculating: are we going to be able to do pitching and jobs in the new year? Because we all know that like 8 of those projects that are up behind Kathleen Kennedy aren't going anywhere.
No, but there are 6. Yeah, I know. Well, there's 2 that
Rogue Squadron is definitely going to be made, but I don't know about most of the other shows.
Well, I mean, that's
2. Go ahead.
That's been her MO for years, though. I mean, she's announces project after project after project, and then never comes to fruition. Like 1 out of every 6. So, I mean, I would expect that. That's right.
There's 2 shows. There's 2 shows they didn't even announce that I know for sure are going to get made. Well, at least one of them I know is for sure going to get made. So I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, me too. They're not announcing them until after.
They can't.
2 weeks from now.
I know, and you and I both know why. It's like, oh my god.
You know, Steven, with your avatar the way it is, it looks like drunk 3PO.
It doesn't look good.
It looks like 3PO saw a catcher right there.
I feel like I feel like this is. I feel like this is not good.
This is innocent.
It's going to be misconstrued.
Don't make it sexual. That's terrible.
Dude, okay, well, then you shouldn't make The Last of Us 2 scene that looks a lot like very sexual either. That's all I have to say about it.
Okay, Nikki D for $5. Is it just me, or does the extensive lineup for the MCU Star Wars appear to be bloated? Quantity over quality, maybe.
Yes.
Yes.
And it's not all going to get made. I'm just telling you. I mean, the Acolyte is still
definitely getting made. Are the trailers that we saw?
Okay, ready? Put your pants on. Raquel's here.
The Acolyte is still not worth the ice that they're standing on with it. That's all I have to say about it. It's not good.
How you doing, Raquel?
I'm well, thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome. Like
How
I
is
said,
everyone tonight?
For some reason, I thought I invited you on tonight, but apparently I didn't.
Oh, I never assume. I'm just happy to be invited.
Oh, you're welcome.
Yeah.
You should put Raquel where I am.
Why? Are you not wearing pants?
No, I'm wearing pants.
No, I'm wearing pants. He likes a strong woman talking down at him from the superior position. That's what it is, Raquel.
Assume the position, Cece.
I did. Thank you.
You're so sweet. How are you? How was your vacation?
Oh
my gosh.
I had an extraordinarily wonderful time, and not because of the picture that Steven has there, but
beautiful family photo.
My goodness. But I had a good time. I discovered some things I didn't want to know. Again, that's the other problem when I travel around and go places. I find out more of what I don't want to know.
So okay, what was exactly announced tonight? I've been trying to find an article that listed everything.
Oh, I'm script. Go ahead. I'm gonna step away for a second.
Okay, so what was announced? We have the droids, which is like a side story thing. We have season 3 of Mandalorian. We have what's called Rangers of the Republic, which a lot of people are hoping it's the Cara Dune series. I am more inclined to believe it is the Republic X-Wing pilots themselves, because that makes a little bit more sense, because Cara Dune's a Marshal.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
Then we also have the Obi-Wan Kenobi. That's the event series, the Obi-Wan Kenobi's event series, which means it's only going to be like 6 episodes at the most. Mini one. They have the Acolyte. We have this Cassian Andor series called Andor. We also, and I'm going by memory on this here because my Twitter's not loading the image that I that I took from the thing. We also have Patty Jenkins's feature film Rogue Squadron, which is going to be a cross between Top Gun and a crime thriller, is my understanding of that. And then we've got
Kathleen Kennedy standing in the middle, like something that
Kathleen Kennedy standing in the middle of it.
The Centurion.
We have the Ahsoka Tano show, which the text looks like the World Between Worlds stuff that we saw in Rebels. Yeah. So that's probably going to have a factor into it, where she's going to be bouncing between various time periods, like Quantum Leap or something.
Oh God!
I'm interested in the Bad Batch. If anything.
Yeah, and then there's the Bad Batch cartoon, and
Droids is a remake of a previous concept, but
it was a remake of a cartoon.
Yeah.
Well, there's two seasons of the cartoon in the 80s, and then there was another pitch that Lucas was wanting to do after the prequel trilogy was done at the same time of the 1313 video game and the tie-in show for that.
Yep.
I want to be excited for the Willow series. Like I want to, but I don't trust the people running it because I love Willow.
No.
Okay, don't get excited, you silly man. You're supposed to be way more jaded than that. What's wrong with you?
I'm trying to be jaded, but it's they haven't destroyed Willow yet, so.
Oh, there's a Lando Calrissian show.
Yes.
Forgot about that one because
that made me dyspeptic actually, but yeah.
Okay, Children of Blood and Bone, Star Wars Visions.
That's a bunch of short Star Wars stories or films that they're going to do.
Blood and Bone, Blood and Bone, the social justice anti-cop show. Isn't that what that is?
I think so. Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah, that's
it's Kathleen Kennedy's pet project based off a book, I believe.
Yeah, that's actually the best descriptive I've ever heard for it was the anti-cop. It's an anti-cop book.
Yeah. That's all agenda. That's Disney Lucasfilm agenda.
There are 2 legitimate things that could have her name on it right now. The Children of Blood and Bone and Indiana Jones 5. But we all know, or at least reasonable people know, the Indiana Jones is as much a pipe dream as it was 6 months ago.
Yeah, it's where they want to put that pipe. That's the problem.
See, and I thought when you were talking about what she could legitimately put her name on, that you were going to say her Starbucks coffee and her lunchbox. But I accept your answer.
I think they're going to reboot Indiana Jones with a woman, like they've been saying that
they can't. Frank Marshall has come out against that already publicly.
Oh, good! Thank God. That's fantastic news.
Yeah, he said specifically they can't recast it. There's only one Indiana Jones,
and it's Harrison Ford. Yeah.
Yep.
God.
But here's the problem. So they're going to spend another year writing a script that nobody wants to see, and he's going to be a year older. And it's script. Is it seriously, dude? You know how this works.
Listen, y'all. You know that scene in Crystal Skull where Harrison Ford was running. He was acting like he was running. He was running, and then you've seen the stunt double with like an amazing back muscles swinging through the air on the freaking on his whip. I was like, come on, let it die. Let it die. What's the next one going to be? Him in a walker? I don't want to see an archaeologist in a walker. That's not what I want to see.
In the museum.
Yeah.
He's going to be on those the brand new Rascal scooters.
Right. Head to the old folks' home for the get together. You know what I mean?
But he'll actually use the walker to wedge the boulder in place so it doesn't crush him.
Not good.
Take the statue, put a walker on it.
You know, at that age, certain things drop, especially when it's particularly warm, and he may trip. off
dude,
of the
I know.
things that
Might
have
tip
dropped.
over.
Yeah,
they drop into his knees right now.
No, he can tuck that into his sock because his socks will be up to his knees, right? So he can just tuck that into his sock.
Really clumsy too. It's like that's like the last thing you want is Harrison Ford on a set, because like when he was filming Force Awakens, he broke his foot.
Yeah,
Dude,
door
he
came down
crashed-
on it.
How many times has
crashed-
he crashed a plane?
I know. Dude crashes planes all the time. He breaks
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah, he breaks stuff before he gets to the
Nowhere
set.
near as cool as Han Solo in real life.
He was. He used to be. Then he married Callista Flockhart, and she started making him eat grass, and things went south. I'm just saying.
That story, man, it destroys men.
Showed up. Make him dry.
Indiana
Okay,
Jones.
I might be being a little hyperbolic, but I have to say that he changed his lifestyle.
Okay.
Yeah.
Look,
got
he's
here.
old. He changed it into old. He smells like mothballs now. Let the man let him retire. You know, it's over. He smells like Ben Gay. Let it die. If they're gonna do more Indiana Jones, they need to go back in time.
Ben Gay can be an exhilarating sense. Steve.
Here we got culture. I ain't even Ben Gay is an exhilarating experience. Culture. We know.
I like A535 better.
Yeah.
I
How
like
about Voltaren Elmo gel? It has no smell at all.
That's not fun.
Man flew for 5 American greenbacks. Script is saying show names, but all I hear is mindless crap.
Yep.
Recycled junk and
Yep.
who cares?
Yeah.
All part of Disney's
Oh, good. The
new
translation came through.
It's a rat's ass lineup.
TMF, I love you. That's exactly what I'm thinking. Like, I don't even want the details. At this point, I'm just so sick of the regurgitation. I'm so done with these stories. And I know we're capable of creating something new and exciting. And we're just deciding not to.
Well,
Here's the thing, right? Aside from Ahsoka, and the Mandalorian, all the other titles don't give us any context of what story we could expect from its premise, like at all. Like, what's Rangers of the New Republic really? Like, what the heck is that? Just Outer Rim Patrol? Is it Chips in space? Is it Chips in space? It's probably Chips in space.
But this has been Kennedy's thing for
Oh
years.
no,
Like,
Comics Division is doing the full Picard face palm. Did you see that?
I do it all the time. Whenever it's said that, you know, just breaks reality.
It's going to be the wonderful actor from Kim's Convenience who plays Carson, and Dave Filoni. They're going to be in their orange jumpsuits. They're going to be, you know, flying side by side, pulling over rogue spaceships, getting their papers and charging them tickets.
Pull over. You have a broken tail light. And your ID doesn't match up with your transponder codes.
Right.
But you already saw that. You saw a couple of X-Wing pilots, one of which is Filoni, thank you, pulling over the Mandalorian. I mean, it's the same kind of a concept, you know.
I want to see that.
Well, just makes sense. Well, think of it this way: the entire second season of The Mandalorian was basically a public pitch of all potential shows that they want to launch, right?
I know.
And other than bringing back that Carson character, who I know him personally, I've met him like 5 or 6 times. Like he shoots a show like 20 minutes from my office. So the guy who plays Carson, he's the Asian Canadian actor, chubby guy, really nice. He actually makes really cool props and stuff
that's
as
what you're
well.
talking about.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what he's
yeah, he's a really good guy. Like very envious of him for getting onto that show because he loves Star Wars a lot. Like he has his own Stormtrooper and X-Wing pilot armor that he built himself.
I thought he was great on the show too.
Badass.
Me too. But I think they're probably gonna, because Kim Convenience I think is winding down as a series. I don't know if they're actually gonna keep shooting it.
Oh, okay. My wife likes that show.
Yeah, because one of their other stars is Simu Liu, who I also worked with before, and he's on Shang-Chi. And that's a big elevation with regards to a Marvel film. So I mean, I don't think he wants to leave the show, but I wouldn't be surprised if he did, if he wanted to focus on whatever Marvel's doing on the Disney Plus side of things, because it's going to be more lucrative. And if those 2 actors leave the show, that show is done for in Canada, which means that, you know, they're going to be working for Disney. And I can see the Rangers show being of that. It's because it's going to be of the New Republic. So who are the 2 New Republic characters we've seen so far? Dave Filoni and this guy. So that's probably going to be their show with a couple of other characters thrown in, maybe some mercenaries for hire and whatnot.
It's gonna be sad.
All right, let me get this.
Might be
sad, you guys.
Krista Nardone, $20. Bad news. Time Magazine just picked Beijing Biden as Person of the Year. Was there any surprise?
No.
When I thought it was listed, I immediately knew who it was. And they were the same magazine that listed Anita Sarkeesian as one of the top influential people back in 2014. I would probably was back in 2014, but not anymore.
Yeah,
dark times we live in right now. It's like, yeah, she definitely made a lot of noise back then.
She was definitely one of the top, flatulent people of 2014. I agree with that.
I agree with that too.
A lot of the crap we're dealing with right now comes from her. Yeah, she was influential in a destructive way. Very anti-fan.
Flatulential. Yes. Yeah,
I really need to get like the new mixer set up so I can hit the button and just make fart noises with it.
Like a shock radio
because I do have the maturity of a 13-year-old. So
that is the dream of every grown man.
I don't know. I think it's so appropriate here. Usually I would be condemning it, but it's so appropriate here.
So I guess the way we can sum this up, folks, is
that works.
2020 in a nutshell.
2020. And we also got aliens with a galactic federation. So whoever had aliens on the December,
they don't speak English anyway.
You win.
Steven, we're not ready yet.
Everybody knows that the world is full.
Yeah, aliens are really going to be looking at humans and being like, "Yeah, we're going to talk to them."
They don't even know their pronouns.
Maybe they're talking to us. They're planning to enslave us.
I don't think we've developed enough pronouns. That's why we're not ready. Maybe that's why this trend has begun. I think we need more. Maybe they're in the galactic community. Maybe
those pronouns are the pronouns or genders of the alien species that want to get us comfortable with them, so we can know how to refer to them.
Right, extra holes and all kinds of stuff. Yeah.
Listen, I fully believe that there's definitely other life out there. I would be incredibly surprised if they would come in to our planet, talk about a galactic federation of whatever, and say that they're not ready to let the rest of humanity know about us, but like only a select group, especially ones that we elect as our representatives. Like, no, sorry, I'm not buying that. You're full of crap. If they had the ability to travel this far and see how we behave amongst ourselves, there's no way they're reaching contact with us. Like, there's nothing to their advantage other than our slavery to them.
Yeah.
Damn right.
Did you hear his
Thank you, William Sadler.
where script felt really uncomfortable, but it's true. Our elected officials are the dumbest people among us. So this is where that
they ran for office.
From.
No way. Yes way.
That was the politicians being dumbasses.
My gosh, dude, you're a cliporific. Yeah, no. Yeah. No.
See? Yeah, no.
You're speechless? We can't.
I don't know. What do you say to that? Script is right. Why would you come down here? We're really dumb. We have a bunch of dumb people. We vote for dumb people. Why do we vote for dumb people? I mean, seriously.
Maybe we're like just like an amusement park. What are anal probes about? Like maybe they come down. Maybe there's a McDonald's.
Well, okay, so you as a male have this thing called a prostate, and there's this particular thing that they can do with the prostate that you can't. I don't want to go into detail on this. I was hoping somebody would stop
pulling the trigger.
Koalas in the rain. Koalas in the rain. No fucks given. Koala.
At least we're entertaining tonight. Because there's nothing entertaining coming out of Disney right now.
Yeah, pretty much.
I think Disney's going to be a flash in the pan again, like they were last year. Mandalorian was a flash in the pan, and then people stopped talking about it. And the next big thing was Mulan, which backfired. Now you've got these Marvel shows, which are definitely going to have a strong opening
early,
whatever that equivalent is.
One episode, dude. Yeah, WandaVision. Based on what I heard, by the time you get to the end of the first episode, you're going to want to not ever watch it again.
Yeah, I've heard a couple of rumors of that. Even though like the trailer is really interesting, and but you're just like
I
thinking,
was so hopeful. I've seen
yeah.
several minutes of these shows, because
Of
not in
WandaVision?
any kind of an order. Yeah, and well, I get the anyway.
I'm looking forward to that. I love Scarlet Witch. I'm looking forward to that show. Don't tell me it's going to be bad. Don't say it, Culture. Don't say
Well,
it.
I mean, it's still subjective to a point, right?
All right.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
The Gay Rascal for another €2 and 29 not euros. My pronouns are fee, fi, fo, fum.
You hum like a gargantuan, huh, Rascal? That's why the guys love you.
Like a gargantuan. Another American greenbacks, sometimes known as armadillo dollars. Is that why Jay is smiling so big? Culture is tickling his prostate.
See, Culture understands these things. he just went on.
There's another photograph of him actually turning his head and him telling him to cough. So that's the other photo. We're going to release it shortly, and pun intended when I say shortly.
Oh,
Come on, man.
Seriously, like
I need to add more.
how bereft does society have to be excited that they announced 20 shows in a single day? So that like one isn't good, 2, 3, 4, 5. Whatever happened to
movies for each phase? I mean, this
So-
isn't really.
this is them trying to counter the argument that they had no plan.
They don't have a plan.
exactly
And-
script?
well, okay, so Script, you and I are familiar with things called network upfronts, right? And network
Yes.
will present its new slate of shows every single year. Do you think this was their investor day was essentially their version of an upfront?
Yeah, man. Like this is the stuff when I used to live in New York City. This is the stuff I'd see when I go to Rockefeller Center. Like they have this little showroom that even the public can come into and just sit down and watch because there's no security at this point, and you just see like this is what's coming in 2020, and it's just got all the clips of their TV shows and stuff, and it's just like, and I mean it's a nice little theater room, but it's really weird, but it's very casual. But yeah, this was like a rushed presentation of, and when you see like the trailers that they dropped for it, it's really out of the 12 or so odd things for each section, they only show about 3 or 4 trailers because that's all the stuff they shot last year before everything went down. Like they announced She-Hulk, and then they confirmed the lead of Tatiana, which we already knew about, but they tried to deny and walk back. But they haven't rolled film on it at all.
Yeah.
Like at all. Like there's nothing. They just said, yes, we have this cast and this is the title, and we haven't rolled film. But the Ms. Marvel show they did roll film on because they did this like a year and a half ago and kept it incredibly quiet.
This is so fucking funny.
Oh, dude.
So bad.
It is.
And they have this poor girl who's never acted before at all, who did an online Skype audition, and they cast her based on that, which I know a lot of casting directors wish they could do cast stuff that way, like traditional ones, but newer ones decide, yeah, we're just going to do it by a video tape audition, which they hate because
didn't they also cast her because she had an opinion on something, a video? Didn't she do like a video opinion on something with a friend of hers?
Technically, technically around the time she did that video opinion is also the time that she was cast. So I have some suspect on that.
So what was the video opinion on? Was it an intense hatred of vanilla ice cream?
No, it was it wasn't
Ice
really a
himself.
video opinion. She just did an opinion on the Captain Marvel movie, and it wasn't even really a video. It was just kind of like a little like 3-sentence blog thing.
All right.
Oh, okay.
All right. So Mr. Tickle Trunk has a question here, or a statement. If I haven't read it yet. For 5 Canadian pesos, breaking news. Another show Disney just announced. Coming down the pipe.
No.
Begins.
No.
Begins. Yeah, it's back when he was a welterweight, huh?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Okay, Willie Woodford. Hey, comics. with the Sony rumors of.
Oh,
Spider-Man
wait! I have to make an announcement. I am in the new Spider-Man 3 movie.
Wow,
Me
you're
too.
the only person who's not in the Spider-Man movie.
Amazing.
I am.
stunning and brave.
Is Jay giving you a piggyback in that movie?
No, but my hair will be featured in all of its gloriousness.
Of
Ooh.
course. Do you have any ideas why? Why would they be dropping a trailer? I mean, have they not even filmed that thing yet?
No, they haven't
They have
filmed it
just
yet.
they're casting it right now.
It's called.
Well, I mean,
Instant
they've already
Cassette.
cast the
They're
film. They
out
just haven't made
before
all the
movie is
announcements yet.
finished.
Well, wait a minute. Okay.
Steven, what did you say?
Instant cassettes. They're out before the movie is finished.
Yep.
Well, they're still
That's
filming they're still filming The Last Jedi, aren't they?
No, it's Rise of Skywalker. They
Rise
just
of
finished last
Skywalker.
year.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm sorry.
apparently they are filming now. I haven't kept up with it.
No, he's right.
Well, they're filming.
Yeah,
We
the
talked
movie
about
was cast last year. They've just been slowly trickling out the announcements. They always do that. Like sometimes you'll read on the trays like, "Oh, this person was cast in this movie," and it's like, "Well, that movie's coming out a week from now. So what the heck are they doing?" It's like, no, they were cast many months ago. They've already done their stuff. It's timed releases in order to generate interest into the property before it hits theaters.
You have to make buzz. Yeah.
Okay, so this
What's
is
very interesting, though, is that Disney is sticking to their theatrical release schedule after Warner Brothers dropped their 2021 slate for their HBO Max and streaming platforms. And that's going to be something pretty interesting. Go ahead, Culture.
No. In response to this, I want to talk about the Eternals after comics reads.
Okay. All right. The Marvel Legends figures for the Eternals leaked, and word peg warmer was thrown around because none of the characters in the movie wave are characters people know. Angelina Jolie figure, but who else?
Dude, this thing is a rainbow. When I say that, I'm not kidding. This thing is the rainbow of the Marvel universe. Oh, for sure, Steven. You have no idea. This thing is Planet Virtue Signal. That's what they should have called it, because I can't even begin to tell you.
It's called Corporate Virtue Signal.
It's very bad.
It is corporate. There's nothing sincere about it at this point. They're just, using all of these corporate signals to sculpt their narrative. I think there are a lot of people who would absolutely love to watch this stuff if it were coming from a sincere place, and if it were actually creative product. But instead, they think they're going to be marketing this to us, and it's turning into movie Happy Meal. And I think we've all moved past movie Happy Meal. You know what I mean? Somebody said Rise of the Poo-Poo. No, it's Rise of the Bile. At this point, it's Rise of the Bile. What did TMF say now?
Oh, God.
Oh, no.
Culture gaming handle.
Oh, I thought you were supposed to be off today.
Oh my God.
I thought you were drinking bourbon. Apparently, the salt level has got up with bourbon. So
Not enough bourbon,
boy.
dude.
Oh, boy.
Pickle Chug for another 5 Canadian pesos. Really looking forward to the Uncle Owen and Aunt Beru spin-off show.
It's coming. It's coming.
Titles will almost always be with you and crispy crackers.
It's gonna be the love triangle between them and Obi-Wan on Tatooine. That's what it's gonna be. That's why
Younger
Uncle,
Otter Peru love triangle with Uncle
absolutely,
Owen.
and that's why Owen was so pissed, because he was giving her the lightsaber.
Yeah, there's a what if. There's a what if script.
The lightsaber.
There's a what if script that. Have you maybe Script Doctor's seen it? Everybody's going to universally hate the Phantom Menace is going to spend 2 weeks on it because
Hold
it's
up,
going
I
to
need to see this. What? Whoa. What? Yeah, what?
What?
No, Disney's doing this what if thing, and there's one script
Revisions,
I swear to yeah, it's gonna be bad.
For what show? For Mandalorian?
No.
So
What-
no.
what if?
They have what's called Star Wars Visions, which is the Marvel equivalent of What If. They're a bunch of short films and proposed ideas that they're going to be putting together. Some of them are alternative histories. Some of them are not. We don't have all the details.
Are we going to
But-
get the original? Are we going to get like the original characters respected in this What If universe?
No.
Oh, are you crazy?
What if Leia was Luke Skywalker?
No, that's one of them.
Are they
What if
shipping
Leia was on
characters?
Tatooine and Luke was on Alderaan?
Are they
That's
shipping
one of the ones that have been
characters?
thrown around. I don't think it's going to go anywhere, but that's one of the ones that's been thrown around.
Woodley word for $2. Peg Warmer is my adult film star name.
Oh.
But no, there are so
You're
many of these. So I'm just telling you, it's gonna be awful. You guys have no concept of what some of these scripts are, or these ideas for these scripts are. It's awful.
Yeah, there hasn't
Really?
been many scripts actually written, but there's a lot
No.
of pitches that have been circulating around internally.
It's been bad.
Willie, your porn name is your middle name and the street you grew up on. That's what it is.
Oh no.
No, I thought it was his social insurance number and address.
No, my porn name is John Thatcher.
Ooh, you're related to a Thatcher, huh?
Better than Johnson.
I thought it.
Better
I
than
thought it.
Johnson.
Wait. I thought it was your first pet and the street you grew up on.
I never heard that one, but we can go with that too.
All right.
Oh boy. So there are 10 new Star Wars series that are going to be happening on Disney Plus. Everyone is so excited. It's going to be like Disney Plus is a dog with 10 nipples, and everyone is going to be sucking on the teat of it now. And we're all going to watch it, and the milk will be bitter, and it's going to be sad.
Well, those shows are still about 2 years away.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
there's
Don't even
not gonna
begin.
be coming all at once yet.
No. The only thing you're going to get is anything related directly to Mandalorian. Those are the next things in
Absolutely.
production.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Script. Any idea why they didn't talk about the miniseries for Boba Fett?
Because they don't want to spoil the next 2 episodes of The Mandalorian.
Any reason why they didn't drop? Any reason why they didn't drop Gina? Okay. Any reason why they didn't drop Gina Carano in the conversation in today's Investor Day?
There's a couple of reasons there, but again,
Interesting.
there's 2 weeks worth of reasons.
Script
And
and
the other one
Script
being-
and I are like, we know.
We know.
Interesting.
The thing is that Disney actually does not care about her social media right now because she hasn't said anything that's truly controversial that could hurt their brand. So she's staying around. There's rumor of a show. A couple of weird things. One of them might be they might be using a title that I pitched them 1.5 years ago, which I called was The Last of Alderaan, which is about the survivors of that planet, which they rejected, and I don't blame them. I didn't really have it fully fleshed out, but they might be doing a little spin on that for Cara Dune's thing as a Marshall type of stuff, because she's not staying on Navarro, is from my understanding, is what their plans are for her.
Okay, so I got to get through this real quick. Talk to me, Anthony, for $5. Fun fact: the name of the Star Wars Cantina band is the Traveling Peg Warmers.
Do you know what type of music they play in the cantina? Do you know what the official type of music they play in the cantina?
Yes,
it's like jazz, but they replaced one letter with the I.
Yes. And one of the instruments, you're gonna love this, folks. It's called the Jizz Box.
Seriously?
Yep.
What?
Yep.
Here, I pulled up Wikipedia just so I could make this joke because I knew it was coming.
It was coming.
No pun intended.
Literally. Holy pun fest, Batman. Holy cow.
Sheer fucking hubris.
We were able to talk about. No.
Oh my god. Woo.
The
So
only reason
yeah.
why I know this is because I used to run a Star Wars tabletop game, and so I spent a lot of time on Wikipedia and other source material, and I laughed my ass off because we made a lot of jokes about it.
Oh, I just remember the essential guidebooks having that stuff in there. I used to have all of them. I don't know if I still do. They might be in a bin somewhere, but there's some weird stuff in there.
Yeah, I got my stepdad the Figrin Dan T-shirt just because I thought he would appreciate it.
Yeah, Max Rebo's band was called the Jizz Whalers.
Yep.
Wow.
Well, and then they stopped calling it publicly and just Cy Snoodles and the Max Rebo Band.
Yeah.
Like, that might have less mockery associated with it.
Yes.
Yeah, Marcus Trajan, I totally agree. This is what you get with no editors, or when no editors. I totally agree.
Well, this is before the Disney acquisition of Lucasfilm.
Like
these are all
way long ago.
This is in a galaxy far, far away, actually.
In the 90s, so it's
your editors protect you from making a fool out of yourself, especially if you have old trunk stories that you would like to tell. Your editor will quickly slap you in the face and hand you some whiskey and tell you.
Dude,
only if your editor likes you. Your editor hates you, man. Those stories are getting out.
Yeah, because of course they want to make a complete fool out of you. But yeah, it's really sad, and I totally agree.
Yeah. I'm happy that Mr. Tickletrunk knew who Figrin Dan was in the modal nodes. That's awesome. I love this community so much. You guys know so much. It's so great. I love
Geeks and nerds. Geeks and nerds.
Tickletrunk knows his shit.
I know. It's beautiful. We have this beautiful community full of all of this knowledge, and yet we have companies that don't know how to provide for us at all.
Yeah. True.
They used to.
Yeah. Yes.
Because they used to have us amongst them. We used to make these things. We used to write these things. We produced these things. We directed these things. We don't do that anymore.
And now it's the jocks.
Well, not only that, to a point.
It's the principal who is directing these things.
Yes.
Yes.
It most certainly
kind of is. I mean, The Mandalorian is the greatest example of a fan service show or a fan fiction show kind of run amok. Because it does all the points that make fans happy, but it's missing the heart and soul that makes us grow the fandom.
Yep.
You see, this is the thing. If The Mandalorian had been the first thing they'd done, I know we've heard this argument before, but really, if that had been the first thing that they had done and built from that, maybe some of those mistakes could be forgiven. Like Force Awakens, I had problems with it, but I was okay with it, you know. And I know. Look,
I thought it was half a movie.
But
was it cut and paste? I walked out of that film looking at my brother.
Let him finish, guys. Let him finish.
All right, sorry, Steven.
But that was me considering that Disney's. That was me thinking that they were just getting their feet wet. I was like, all right, it's cutting. It's a cut and paste. It is. It's A New Hope all over again. And it was shoddy in the way that they treated some of the characters. But I looked at it like, all right, they're nervous. They had to rush this thing together. It's going to get better. And then we got The Last Jedi, and we understood why the first one was as bad as it was, because these people are bereft of creativity.
Yes.
They don't have creativity. And so that's why I'm saying, like, when you look at The Mandalorian from one aspect, they haven't learned anything. Mm-hmm. Nothing's been learned. It's just like, oh, member berries, kill the past, but here's member berries all over the place.
Yeah.
And now we're getting more of, well, no, we're not killing the past anymore. We're going to throw up 10 different shows. You haven't even really sold the entire audience on one show yet.
Exactly.
You still have work to do before you begin announcing this. And this has been Kathleen Kennedy's MO for years. she just announces a shit ton of projects, or probably just to please investors or the people in the corporate, their corporate masters, whatever. I can't think of the name, the term, but but kill the past. Right.
Monetize it if you have to.
So I'm confused, honestly. I think that there needs to be more work done on The Mandalorian before they try
They only have one good property. I told everybody that I was on a live stream with Ryan Cannell before Mandalorian season 2 started, and I said, beginning of the season, this show's going to launch other shows. That's this whole season is about launching other programs.
You called it.
Yeah, what did you call it, Script Doctor?
Hang on.
Backdoor pilots.
Backdoor piloting.
Talking about, and I agree with Willie completely on this. Look at the Force Awakens. Was a safe movie since Lucas effed it up. Yes, you're absolutely correct. That's why it was safe. Problem was that they hinged it too much on The Last Jedi to create their take.
Right, but they had a year after our princess passed away to fix that film and put it in a better direction. Had they done that, the fans would have been still upset we didn't get the original crew back together.
It would have been bittersweet, but at least sweet.
Right.
Well, the thing is that everybody's using this word service, fan service. Well, the service is fluffing. And we all know that the fluffer doesn't finish. So I agree with Steven. We're being fluffed with no finish. That's the story, folks. I love you, but I'm done being fluffed. I'd like to be finished. Does anybody here want a happy ending?
Yes.
You
just
need a dude with a properly operating tongue. That's all I have to say about it.
Damn right.
No, in real life, I'm perfectly fine, but I don't like getting jerked off in my entertainment on a constant basis. Do you know what I'm saying? We're not getting anything out of this.
It's Arrested Development of foreplay.
Yes, script. That's exactly what's going on.
My
Stop
God.
15-year-old boying me and let's do this shit.
Right.
Anyway.
And here's the thing. You've got a bunch of creatives involved who are probably got their own tug of war behind the scenes, and it's a tug of war that's like, here's what happens in Hollywood more often than not. There's not really on the surface grudges. There's polite tugs of war where basically Dave Filoni says, hey, I really want to use Ahsoka in this episode. And Jon Favreau was like, yeah, you know what? I think that's a great idea. What's the best story we can tell with her? And then they go back and forth, and none of them try to knock out an idea. They try to just compromise to each other because they know they have to work as a team and they have to work together. And what you end up getting is basically this really safe, kind of boring, kind of convoluted
So it's not a tug of war,
show.
It's a circle jerk is what you're saying.
Pretty
That's
much,
what's
yeah.
happening. Okay.
But, you know, it's between two of them and they're Dutch ruddering or something. I don't know. But like, it's just,
well, all we've got is a
Double
Cleveland steamer.
Oh,
That's it.
boy.
well, that requires a bathroom and they don't always have that time.
And I would also say that they gave Steven a dirty Sanchez.
They did.
Oh, boy.
Guys,
there are going to be so many people on Urban Dictionary.
They're like
tonight.
going Urban Dictionary right now. They went there with the Dutch rudder, the dirty Sanchez. They're all there.
Right, Cece?
Yeah.
They're totally
Oh my-
doing it.
Yeah, I
Like,
know. And
here's
I'm
the thing,
going,
right?
oh,
We'll
help.
just throw in a rusty trombone for
Yeah.
I don't even want to know.
Or a Rusty
I
Venture.
don't want to know. I
Nah,
don't
you don't want to know. It's Disney Star Wars. That's what a rusty trombone is.
There's a bunch of Canadian ones too, right? Like some kind of a Zamboni thing. Some of those Canadian ones I don't know very well, but
That's so
anyway.
funny.
God,
I like Master Sidearms record scratch at 10:48 p.m. or 48 minutes after the hour.
But here's the thing, right? They're pitching these shows. The shows have no direction. So we're not going to get anything really fun out of them, and they're not in the model of an episodic in nature because they're not trying to write them that way. I think Jon Favreau is a great writer and director, but he doesn't have a writing staff technically with him on this show. It's him and Filoni pretty much.
And
Maybe
I'm
the assistant.
don't look up Racing Stripe.
But really, Script, and you know exactly why he doesn't have a staff, because he would have to go to the story group, which he absolutely abhors.
He hates. Yeah.
Yeah, he
They
has
would
no
be
interest.
wedged in there.
No, and he was like, F that. I don't want anybody associated with the Bolshevik that just separated the fans from, I don't know, Star Wars. So it's going to be me and this other hooligan with a hat and a fur fetish that I have to freaking, finish this show with.
Who
And
may be
so-
a relative of Ryan Johnson, because if you take a look at their mouth and smile, it's almost identical.
Oh, dude.
It's that same type of weird, creepy smile with like the beady corn teeth and all that.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay, so we got to get these real quick. Imperial Lupia for $5. Lucasfilm is as creative as Stalin was friendly. LOL. Funniest stream ever. My stomach hurts.
Love you, Imperial.
Hail, Imperial.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mama. Thank you.
Talk to Van Flew for $2. Star Wars Rusty Sheriff's badge.
That's
That's true. It was. Here you go, Marshall. Yeah, no.
Capitano Che at 15 minutes past the hour. He says, when was the last time anyone ate at
Oh, hey
Ricaz
now.
V?
Hey, no.
You
Whoa,
have to
that's
be
personal.
nice. If you're not nice, I will sick toxic man flu on you, and you do not want to F with that guy. He'll screw you up on several streams. He's like the wrench of the community. Be kind.
Oh, man. Yeah, no. And I don't think that was meant in Cavatanio Che is amazing. So, no.
Also known as the Gonzo.
No, absolutely no. But in reality, that's probably my fault. So I apologize, Raquel. On
How is that your fault, Cece?
well, because I was leading everybody down the primrose path. You know, because not everybody can find the button. You know what I'm saying? You know, and sometimes it's
Oh my
sometimes
God.
sometimes you have to lick the like button, if you know what I mean. Maybe you know.
Damn right.
Yeah.
Comics division. His wife is in the background smiling right now.
I hope so.
Oh, she's probably asleep right now.
Hey, you know what? I went just a minute ago and checked on the boss. She's out like a light. So the TV's on. She's watching us, but not really. It's nap time. So yeah.
No, she's going to be having some very strange dreams from the
That's true. No, but seriously, Che, sometimes I talk like the guys because I want to drive the point home, and I think Steven is dead to right here. I think that they're getting us raring to go, and they're massaging us to get all excited about these 10 new shows, and meanwhile they haven't even finished on the first one, and the jury's still out on it. Amongst all the fans, even the fans who truly like it, everyone's sitting back saying, do we actually like this? We're not sure yet. And so, yeah, using sex as the euphemism as the way to drive the point home, absolutely. Do you know what I mean? It's my Steely down. I'm going to drive that point home with you.
Dude, there was like 10. You nailed it. Like it was like 10 in that whole stream. I'm like, oh my God.
Well, but it's true. Steven is totally
Hammer away.
Yeah, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but they know I'm a pervert, so coming from you, it's more impactful. And I enjoy that.
Impactful.
Yes.
Well,
Pound away. Pound away.
All right, let's get some super chats real quick. This is Pickle Truck for 5 Canadian pesos. We Canadians don't need none of that kinky stuff. Now, if you want me, I'll be on
My God.
Mr. Tickle Trunk, speaking for the Canadians. Good job, my friend.
Man.
The chat.
Yeah, what the Americans find kinky, we just call foreplay.
I came here at 10:30, and I'm just here to cause trouble. I apologize.
Okay, Orville Nation. Hey, man, it's been a while. How you doing?
What's up, PJ? Good to see you, man.
For $5, FYI Comics, very sad Alan Deere Foster has yet to make any progress with Disney.
Yep.
Yeah. I don't know, man. That is just the worst situation ever, in my opinion. But
Shameful.
Can you all sum that up for me or anyone who doesn't know?
His contract was purchased as part of the Lucasfilm acquisition, and Disney has yet to deliver on the proper royalties of the works that they're currently rebranding and reselling.
Their legal argument is that they did not initiate the contract, therefore they're not responsible for it.
That's effed up.
Which is actually not a proper legal argument because they purchased the contract as part of the acquisition of Disney.
Right.
So they are obligated to do it. And the Alan D. Foster has a great defense for that, and he can just cite Harrison Ford, Carrie Fisher, and Mark Hamill because they purchased the same contracts that they signed with Lucasfilm in order to secure them for the sequel trilogy.
Which established a precedent. So there you are.
And I have to say, Raquel, you have a new fan. Willie Wordsworth says, damn, this is the first time I've ever came across Lauren Briggs, and I like her already. She's been on
Raquel's awesome.
Raquel is awesome.
Willie, Raquel is as much a part of any of our crews. I'm glad you found her. She's great.
I love you guys so much.
She's the best, man. I love her. She great voice, great analytical mind.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God.
She knows how to treat herself.
And apparently very, very kinky. I had no idea. So I'm rolled right in now.
I also have to highlight her knowledge on data science as well, as we talked about that last
Sure, and on the Urban Dictionary, apparently. So hey now.
Yeah, we sent them all there. They left our chat and went
They're
to
like, peace out, biatches. I'm going to figure out what they just said.
Rusty trombone. What's that?
What was that? What's a dirty Sanchez?
That guy for $5. Have y'all seen every episode of Mandalorian video on the Close Personal YouTube channel? It cracked me up. Basically, how it's formulaic as hell, and it's
God.
Yeah. Every
Well, the
episode-
premise is that the Mandalorian needs something. Someone proposes
Yes.
a deal where he can get what he wants if he does something. It's a transaction. It's basically all a transaction.
Oh, it is 100% always
it's
a
like
transaction.
Quest in video games. We've all said it.
Mhm.
It is, and actually, that is probably the best way to sum it up, and that's why I love when everybody says it. This episode is a side quest. Yes, it is. In fact, one of my favorite thing is, hey, can you bring me that pencil? It's right there. Yeah, but I need that pencil. Okay, so I'll give you the pencil. Here's the pencil. Thank you. End of episode. And that's every single fucking time.
No, it's actually more like I need that pencil. Well, in order to get that pencil, you have to go across the street and down and up the valley and turn around and then come back, and then you get the pencil.
No, it really is
Well,
like
not only that, you have
every
to
time.
do all those things, but you have to go and pick me up a donut at the same time and bring it
Right.
back to me, and then I'll hand you the pencil.
And when you're picking up the
Quid pro
donut,
quo.
you're actually advertising a completely different shop at that point. So that's all.
I told everybody before the season started what we were gonna see
It's all
this year.
homosexual.
Yeah, you're right.
radiation.
Right, dude,
Yeah.
you've been right.
And not only are we seeing it a pitch for all these other shows, but it's also kind of matching beat for beat the same formula of what we saw previous season. You have the
Yes.
Mandalorian's on a mission. He's got a couple of detour tasks. Then he's being brought back into a climax where he has to face the season villain in a team up where one or maybe two of the characters might perish by the end.
And that
And
climax
guess what?
happened to finish you off.
No, this season's climax is going to finish at least one person off. I can tell you that.
Bill Burr, sorry, excuse me.
Yeah, Bill Barr. Okay, got it. Jaffo for $4.99. More Star Wars.
Star Wars talking about Star Wars talking about
Bill Burr.
Star Wars.
Love it, Jaffo.
There was Star Wars fatigue, and that's the reason why they're not doing all these movies anymore. Anyway,
Yeah,
I
Mike,
love it
that
when
tweet
Craves
I've done
tell
is
me-
kind of still trending still.
I love it when Craves tell me that they are gonna do as opposed to showing what they have done. So inspiring.
So brilliantly said, Jaffo. Thank you so very much. By the
Yeah,
way,
no.
Jaffo is a subscriber on my channel. Thank you very much.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's
well.
great.
Yeah.
I just love the comment with the exclamation point. More
Yeah.
Star Wars!
Well, I actually
Everybody get excited!
I have that on the thumbnail too. So
Great
more
comment.
Star Wars.
Dude,
Uh,
do you realize that like 7, 10, and 12-year-old me is very upset right now because of what they're doing to my favorite thing in the world?
Yeah.
Well,
Oh.
they've been telling you for years, F your inner child, their culture. So
Oh, for sure.
if a movie's ruining your childhood, then you have bad priorities in
Dude,
life.
I have been getting totally abbied for a very long time.
Yeah.
Well, my childhood already
behind.
happened, so it's still lockstep and good. It's just the
Abby
potential
Julia.
that saddens me.
Would that be culture PO or culture 3PO, or how does that work out? Is that drunk casino? Okay,
Drunk
casino. Okay,
That's the
All right.
shipping name for it. Yes.
Excellent, fantastic.
Yeah.
So excited.
I know. Culture Casino for $5. Toxic Manfly for
No.
$5. The Canadian hockey fan, Mr. Tickle Trunk, needs to take a cold shower. Now I'm going to go shake hands.
DMF.
I made the one man. I made the one-eyed man cry.
Oh my god.
West Moody podcast for $1.49 with a super sticker that is popcorn.
Guys, you know what?
Yeah,
I'm gonna
Wes
say,
Moody.
I have to say this because Wes Moody did an interview with an actual fact checker.
Mhm.
And because I was on vacation, have been catching up on said interview. You must watch this interview. It's the most brilliant thing I think I've ever seen. This is why I believe Wes Moody is our version of Joe Rogan and will be enormous if the platform does not hold him down any longer. He is great at interviewing people. It's amazing.
If he
Check
keeps
it out.
pushing along, he can't. He listen. The algorithm cannot fight persistence. That's one thing
No.
that I've been kind of noticing.
Oh.
So if he keeps pushing along, yeah, it's going to happen because I love his content, and yeah, he's a great channel. Everybody should go check him out.
Yeah.
He has a lot of different types of content, so you'll find something that you'll like.
That you'll love. Absolutely. Yeah. In fact, he even created a new channel for the things that I love, which are conspiracy or conspiracy.
Really?
Oh yeah, I'm very excited.
Shocking.
Conspiracy or
I like Roof Korean. I need an adult.
I need an adult.
Nowhere here.
I need an adult. I need an adult. I don't know if the megaphone coming through or not. I can't.
It was awesome.
Oh, it's working. It's
Yeah, it
working.
works.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I can now still as this thunder, especially when it comes to.
You
That's why we should support these
Look at
things.
that. Yeah.
You absolutely, you know what? And that's that. See, you can put your money into a channel and you get great things like what he just did. The ability to steal Az's thunder, which I think is great.
All you have to do now is shave your head on stream, right?
Oh, fuck that.
No,
No,
dude.
I mean, that
Okay.
is like 100% pure showmanship right there.
Okay, so when my hair gets to 18 inches long, I will do what I always do.
That's all my inches.
I will donate my hair to Locks of Love
Oh,
because
nice.
that's what happens every single time I get my hair that long.
Great.
So I will donate my hair. I will do a stream where you will actually get to see my hair get cut.
Could I please interrupt you, Cece? And would
Certainly.
you please elaborate for the folks at home what Locks of Love is all about? Tell them a bit about it.
No, I would prefer if you did it because you obviously know.
Well,
Wow.
I don't know a lot. I just have a lot of friends who have donated to them, and real hair wigs are incredibly expensive.
Mhm.
And for people who are rebounding from cancer, they're going through chemotherapy. It is so wonderful to be able to have a real hair wig so that you can feel a part of society, so that you can feel some type of normalcy. And it's very comforting, especially for young children. So Locks of Love is a very, very good organization as far as I know them. And I know them
Yes.
through the people who have donated to them.
And
Absolutely.
now I will add to that, and I'm going to reveal something personal. The boss is a cancer survivor,
Oh,
Nice.
so
Nice.
this is incredibly personal to me. So when I go and do this, that is why. So when people say, "Don't you feel like an idiot growing your hair out?" No.
Makes
No.
sense.
Yeah. So and when
Not when it looks that good, right?
yeah, well, yeah, it doesn't hurt.
Great long hair, man. I don't look as good anymore. Mr.
No.
Tupper says, whatever you do, do not touch the goatee. I won't because I look stupid without it. I will go from 40 looking like a an adult to a 12-year-old. It's pretty
Why
sad.
not? Dude, that's why I don't shave. I will get rid of the cheeks. I'll even go down to the chops. I'll just get a goatee, but I won't go any farther than that.
He
'cause
doesn't
otherwise-
shave because he has one lip. He has one big lower lip and no upper lip. And if he shaves, you'll see that. It looks
he's
like
Samson. I'm worried that he's like Samson. What will happen when all the hair comes off? I think it's hysterical that everyone in our community, well, not everyone, but a lot of guys in our community are like Gen X old school headbangers. So it's neat to see you all with short hair these days, because had we known each other in high school, we all would have had waist length hair. It's hysterical.
Oh yeah, it was insane. I like I said, I mean, my hair was incredibly long, unless I was involved in something that made me had to cut my hair, which I was involved in a few of those things. My hair was ridiculous. So,
It was pretty funny because my wife has only seen me without a goatee once. I for the longest time I had really long hair too. I accidentally, when I was shaving it, I was trimming it. I set the setting really low and I shaved it off by accident. It was pretty funny. Her response to me was, "Don't ever shave your goatee."
Can we please marquee 5 minutes past the hour, Roof Korean 92 for CC? I want to talk to Samson, he says.
Oh, there we go.
That's a biblical story too. Samson and Delilah, right?
Yes, it sure is. Yeah.
No, it's one of those things though. But I believed in this cause for a very long time. This will be the fourth time I will have cut my hair
Oh, wow.
for that purpose.
Nice.
yes, I've done that as well. That's where my old hair went when it was down in here.
Great.
The problem is if you're a kid and you get with my hair, you're like, what the hell is all this gray?
What I really like about it
I had
is
my hair to like the middle of my back for like the longest time.
Yeah.
And then
Well,
I cut it to my shoulders, and I was like, I'm just getting rid of it.
Screw it.
Right.
No, in the Boston, I get involved in lots of charitable causes, but this one's important. It's very close to my heart.
Good.
And yeah,
Here in a long time.
yeah. Oh, look
And
at
we
that,
have some
dude.
comments rolling in from the chat where people are saying that they have also participated and
Good.
donated
That's
their hair.
beautiful.
That's
Thank
great,
you.
everybody. Yeah,
Mhm.
keep doing it because it's very meaningful for a lot of people who are in a difficult place in their life, and it's a game changer for them.
Hey, like imagine a kid who's going through this, right? That like they just began their life, and it's very important for children, teenagers. It's very important for them to feel included. And when you're lost all your hair because of cancer treatments, they're not like, it's not like an adult. We can throw a hat on. I mean, we still have insecurities, but we can deal with it a little bit more. So like, I really want to make sure that kids who are going through that, and I hope they all win that fight, feel better, just at least feel more confident when they're outside, because that's a shame to be going through something like that right at the beginning of your life.
You have no idea how often that happens, and I've been touched by so many lives that have been in those dire circumstances. So it's an important thing, and in the boss's family, I mean, we're talking about multiple cancer survivors. In my family, we're talking about multiple cancer survivors. It just when you're touched by that, and so it just in such a large degree, you do whatever you can, and it's important.
Absolutely.
So thank you all for all of you out there that do that. You have no idea.
Yeah, that's love, man.
These are the stories behind your streamers, folks. These are the stories behind the Fandom Menace and behind the streamers and the writers and the people who are involved in your community.
Mm-hmm.
Damn right.
Anyway, I don't usually reveal personal stuff, so that's a little weird. But all right. Anyway, on to more. Cyberpunk's an amazing game, guys. We didn't even hardly brush on it yet. We went all straight up Disney early
We were
on.
kind of like saving that until after we talked about the stuff that was going on with Disney.
We can talk about more Disney stuff, but you won't like anything.
There's no Ryan Johnson trilogy announced, so there's that.
What?
No Ryan Johnson trilogy?
No, there wasn't ever going to be
What?
one.
Of course not.
No, they were faster than Michael Jackson on a moonwalk, getting away from that dude.
Which reminds me of something, Culture. Remember how they treated the backlash to TLJ? Oh, we're doing this. We're going to have these movies. You know what I mean? And then they were full on behind Solo Lost Money, announcing a Lando trilogy and all these other things. This is how Kathleen Kennedy acts when things look bad. So all of these announcements should tell you that this is how she's overreacting again because things look bad.
But it's not just her. You have to remember. Okay, so right now they have one thing. Ask Script. Script, what's the one thing that Disney has right now?
Mandalorian.
Not only that, they only have one thing that's part of one other thing, which is Disney Plus. They did not tout one single other division of their entire company for 5.5 hours.
That's right.
Yeah.
This is the
Really
investor.
odd, isn't it? It's very weird, especially for international people like Script and myself. We're standing back saying, wow, like largely Disney Plus in Canada is for kids. What are they bringing? What's going to happen with Disney Plus? Like, so there's this big splash of these 20 shows. Okay, we're not even sure if we're attached to Mandalorian. It's the whole messaging, the whole way that they launched it is not only suspicious, but it's worrying.
Tom and I, for the last 2 weeks, have been trying to break the news before it broke everywhere else that we were going to end up with an 18+ service coming out of Disney Plus.
Yeah, which is going to be Hulu.
Which is the Hotstar, right?
Yeah. And so here's the thing. They had to find a way to get adults interested.
Yeah.
And so you're going to start to see a way to drag everybody into a bundled product. Now, they've already done a bundle, right? But they need to do a broader bundled product. And Chapek tried to roll it out as an international endeavor, and it can't be that anymore. the Star thing that they were talking about.
Mhm.
So they nobody's going to like anything I have to say going forward on Disney. I'm just saying, if you don't want to hear bad news, but that's the only way they're going to be able to move forward with this service, because they don't attract adults for very long
No.
to their platform.
And we don't have HBO Max in Canada, CC. So we have
Not without a VPN.
we have an extremely abridged version of HBO Max. So you have to buy up in tiers so that you can get Crave, and then you get Crave, and then you get HBO, and then you only get, I think it's 2 or 3 shows, HBO Max. So the way that they handled this for everyone outside of the USA, it sort of seems sort of odd. They've left us with a lot of questions. The world is waiting for the other shoe to drop because of the way that the rest of the world wants to imbibe these products, or even if they're able to imbibe these products at all.
Yeah.
Well, that also has to do with the licensing of the properties that HBO Max has done. Many of the stuff that they've licensed for is for U.S. distribution only. So when it comes to international stuff, it's up to Netflix or Amazon or any of the other service providers that have negotiated for those deals prior to that aspect. So that's what's making it also very difficult. Then on top of that, you have the fact that right now Disney Plus is one of the cheaper streaming services, but that price is going to change come September. It went up $1 already. It already went up to $7.99. It was
Wait, what's going up?
It's supposed to go up.
It was
to
$6.99 yesterday. It is now $7.99. It is probably going to go up to be around $14.99 by September.
Yes,
because that's HBO Max right now, and HBO Max right now, with their revenue stream coming in for what the subscribers that they have, they are comparable to Disney Plus at this moment, even though they don't have the same subscriber numbers.
Because of the what they're able to pull in. Because of what they're charging,
because of what they're charging primarily. And if their if their plan goes through successfully in the new year, and they get comparable subscribers on top of that, they are going to be the powerhouse of the streaming wars. Like, it's going to be them and Netflix.
Was there I'm sorry, guys. Was there a what if trailer? Mutant Banhammer says.
Yeah, I know that's possible.
Yeah, with Captain America as Peggy Carter with the British thing.
We heard about that too. I mean, it's not
last
really.
year.
That was
a year ago.
So, Mutant Banhammer, I love you. You ended it with Thoughtseize.
Thoughtseize are the same that they were a year ago. You guys have to remember, I've known about all of this for like 18 and a half months. I'm hating my life right now because it's like this is the slowest motion ever for reveals on stuff that I've ever seen.
Yeah, from your perspective, it's like, slow motion. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
No, a lot of this stuff was things that I've heard them all being pitched, but I had no confirmation of them until this announcement. Because it's like, okay, they're all up in the air. They're all in development hell. And now they're saying, yep, we're going to do these 9 other shows plus The Mandalorian. It's like, no, you're not.
So, Up Gang Actual is asking, does Touchstone still exist?
Yes.
Yep.
I haven't heard them in a while.
It's rarely used, but it still exists.
They own Touchstone Hollywood Pictures still. They still have those brands. They still have those production. I guess you call them distribution houses at this point.
Well, it's through Buena Vista. So basically what it means is that anything that was originally produced under Touchstone and Hollywood Pictures, that still has physical media or streaming services, the licensing deals go through those companies.
Yes, but it doesn't change. They could use those again if they wanted to produce adult content, if that's the question.
Imperial, yes, you betcha.
Imperial Lapia for $2. It sounds like a Hail Mary in many ways. Yeah,
it does. It is. And it is in a way that you don't even understand. But I don't even understand, to be honest with you.
Well, they'll also be praying too.
For sure. This is the weirdest. This was the weirdest investor day I've ever seen, and it's because they canceled the previous one, and this was virtual, and then they revealed it to the public, and this is a giant. I don't even know. This is the weirdest thing I've ever seen. I have to be honest with you. It's very odd. Because it's like, and again, I said it before. I'll say it again. This is an upfront. This is like a network walking out on stage saying, these are our shows for the upcoming fall. And except they did it to fucking everybody.
This is nothing new to Disney, though. They've been doing this shit with the MCU for like the last.
Sure, but they've never done it as an investment presentation.
Well, typically they would do the announcement at like one of the
Cons.
the Disney Expo or something like that.
Yeah.
But since they don't have they canceled
The D23 Expo, which was supposed to be in November. Yeah.
Yeah.
so
Or excuse me, the Destination D would have been this year.
next week.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be next week.
Yeah.
So they're doing all their announcements now,
Yeah.
which makes sense because
Yeah. The Destination D event would have been in November. I know because I was supposed to be there. And
that's right. The one that was in December is Star Trek.
yeah. And then it's a Florida one year, which would have been this year, and California the year previous, which I go to all those things, just so you know. So, but it's
You
no, that's not what I mean. God dang
16
it.
minutes past the hour. I'm sorry to interrupt you, fellas. Fellas, I'm sorry to interrupt you. Can we please go to TMF at 16 minutes past the hour? He did what we said.
I love the apparently a Dutch Pizza Hut is the act of going to a friend's house.
Like only that? Not to hang out anywhere before or after. Just come down over here. Can I use your washroom and your internet access?
Did you just hear what script said? And only that? That is like one of the greatest streaming moments in our whole community. Only that.
Jerk off. I'm not even gonna drink your beer. Just gonna jerk
Script, that was
Do they
so
bring their
good.
own toilet paper or tissue?
And
Thank you guys
He-
so much for smashing that like button and give 103
dude.
likes, or as far as tonight's concerned, flicking that bean. Appreciate y'all.
gotta lick the like button like you love it.
And if you go to your friend's house and you want to have a Dutch Pizza Hut, make sure you bring your sock. Because
Damn right.
Bring an extra sock because you don't want to walk home in the squishy, sticky sock. Not okay.
I can't with y'all tonight.
bring your happy sock. Oh man, it's how to follow that one up. Mr. Tickle Trunk for $5 Canadian. Disney bought Star Wars to have a boy brand to make money, then turn it into a girl power brand. Yeah, that's the funny part about it. Don't you think that 18 plus ends up safe and not adult? Most likely.
You're
Yeah,
talking about a company that has no idea how to market to boys, so even when they bought a boy brand that sells itself, they couldn't do that.
Well, they don't recognize boys as they Lucasfilm. They stand around a table and talk about pronouns. And
Well,
No,
there's
it
something
was-
else hidden in what he said that I would like to discuss with the two people who are experts in Hollywood scriptwriting and what's going on there, and that's this idea where you're trying to cultivate a demographic and a psychographic that has such a large appeal that you can create two layers within the product, within the film, so that children can watch it and their parents can watch it. Their parents are amused, and certain humor goes above the child's head, and certain concepts go above the child's head, but you're still maintaining this family viewing environment. So I wonder if our Mr. Tickle Trunk hasn't touched upon something that's incredibly important on a go forward basis. Is this 18 plus thing just going to be empty? SD, a CC, what are your thoughts on this? How is this whole 18 plus thing going to evolve? I think Mr. Tickle Trunk brought up a salient point.
Script.
No, you
Speaking of
go
touching-
first, sir, because you had a point that you wanted to make. I saw.
No, look. They have an opportunity if they follow through in the way that they're supposed to release content that falls into a more adult category. It makes it so that the giant catalog of Fox films that they own won't go straight to Hulu Plus only, but will give them an opportunity to reveal films that would fall normally into a more family-oriented field, but in a more adult sense. So I think they can be very successful with it if they pursue the right way. But to what he said, and he's 100% right, Disney purchased Star Wars because it was a boy brand.
Yeah, it was.
And
I mean,
then
it was fucking announcements that they
It was-
made.
It wasn't. It was in 4 or 5 different versions of the announcements they made.
There was lots of articles that covered it. If you actually go and Google,
We have the
Star
girls.
Wars, yeah, Star Wars boy brand, you will find articles talking about this. And
We have the girls. We now have the boys. That was the whole point of going out to get Star Wars.
What did they do to it? They turned into a fucking girl brand.
Well, they put somebody who had an agenda in charge, and somebody who had
and on top of that, they had a whole marketing department that had no idea how to market to boys.
No, they don't. And instead of bringing along the people in Lucasfilm who had experience doing that, they let somebody control every other element of it to put whoever they wanted to in place. And that's why we ended up where we are. But it's not, again, they can be successul with this as an adult, in an adult capacity in their extended brands, but what this is the interesting thing, and I think it was something Script was talking about. They're going to put every single one of these streaming services into one unified platform, regardless of whether or not you already own a bundle. You're going to own a bundle, just like what they just did with all the Discovery channels.
Yeah.
They realize.
Quick, because I want to get to Margie.
Yes, please. Yeah.
Oh,
Margie.
Margie.
Hi, Margie.
My goodness.
A sweetheart.
You really are. You guys are killing it tonight. Toxic Man Fluid, darling. I am just a little worried about you and please love, really. Hail. Thank you, Margie. You were
Hail, sister.
Oh, Parrothead is in the chat. He just needs to drop a "y'all need Jesus."
Yeah.
Jay Rascal for $5.49. We need new content. Something with that je ne sais quoi. Only Disney thought that
Je ne sais quoi.
Idea.
Je ne sais quoi. Yeah.
Yeah.
Je ne sais quoi. Out of ideas?
Is that Klingon?
Out of ideas is also an I don't know what. So I mean, it kind of works.
Yeah, je ne sais quoi. No, it's but Margie's right. The farthest thing from your mind, my friend TMF, should be the Dutch Pizza Hut. That's yeah. Yeah. But beyond that, look, they've been out of ideas for a while, and it's because they don't have creatives anymore. And we've had this conversation. They actually made there was essentially a war on creatives inside of Disney for a while, and that was not only just in the media products that they produced, but also internally in the physical stuff that they did. They got rid of 5 of the best Imagineering minds that they had. They have no one to replace Joe Rohde, who was forcibly retired no matter what you read, guys. I know this for sure. And he was the person that created Animal Kingdom, the best theme park that has been created in the modern era. And the guy who actually brought to life Avatar, which nobody gave 2 craps about after the movie was 4 years old. So, when you walk into that particular part of Animal Kingdom where Pandora is represented, you are awed. When you walk into the area of Hollywood Studios that represents Galaxy's Edge, you are underwhelmed. There are substantial differences in what you are, what's created by individual minds. Joe Rohde created amazing, and Kathleen Kennedy created below average. And that's what you get now. And there you are.
Willie Woodford, $1. No.
Thank you, Willie. Hell to you,
Willie's a good man. Willie, I owe you a visit. So remind me of that.
So many comments rolling into the chat with people exasperated over the fact that we don't have new stories to tell. Just, this endless corporate retelling of the same stories over and over again with no imagination. And it's very clear. I don't know how they I don't know how Disney and these other studios don't recognize that people are just sick of this.
They don't recognize it because, as Culture said earlier, they don't have creatives. They don't have people put into creative positions because they're more interested in talking about their genitals. I don't know. They're all in regurgitating their own ideas, their own extremist ways. And if you don't co-sign to that, you get pushed out. Not only do you get pushed out of working on these things, working on these projects, but you're isolated. You're unto yourself. You're toxic. And that's how the fandom was treated. And the fandom stood up and said, F you to the industry. And we're going to continue to see that as long as there are people in positions of power, even if they've started to shut their mouth. These are snakes. They came in, they infected our entertainments, they infected our favorite franchises to press an agenda, not to create, not to honor the lore, not to even make money. That's not even a priority, as we can see coming out of this stuff that's coming out of DC Comics. What they tried to press in Marvel, that's basically failed over and over again in their face. It's going to happen over and over again. But what did come out of this increative slop of people standing around talking about their pronouns was a fan backlash that unified geeks and nerds from every corner of the fandoms. Just people like Comics Division, who is going to be writing a chapter in this book, the Fandom Menace Volume 2, on Comicsgate, because he was around during that time, saw the rise of it, and I wanted someone to come from that perspective, just like Gary, who's going to be writing about Doctor Who. Doomcock is writing about Star Wars, Star Trek. Jesse Milestone, who's done a chapter about basically, guys, I know the hashtag punts a Nazi thing was offensive to us, but imagine how Jewish people thought about that. People whose ancestors went through what happened during that time in history. So I have her coming in to write about that because I think it's very important. And the introduction to this series is going to be written from the perspective of a trans person about being used as a shield consistently, as a weapon to attack other geeks and nerds when she does not feel that way. So I'm very happy to present this book. I'm still leaving it open because I'm working on it. Ichibaka, I'm waiting for his chapter. John Talks, waiting for his forward. So a few things still going to happen. It's probably going to come out late February. But I just wanted to say that a lot of people in geekdom, a lot of people in our different communities that came from this backlash against Kathleen Kennedy in The Last Jedi really forged a lot of friendships, brought people together, a lot of creativity in Comicsgate, a lot of people. Sunsworn, my boy Red Gaze, wrote a book called Sunsworn. That was his answer to The Last Jedi. He's about to go into fulfillment. Kai has written an awesome book, great science fiction author. Culture Casino has his book. But I'm sorry, I didn't want to take over real quick, Comics, but it's just we were talking about these uncreative people that are in Hollywood, and now we are seeing a birth of creativity out here amongst the geek and nerd community, and I just wanted to give them a shout out and shout out my book at the same time. So hail, thank you, brother.
We are universally blessed right now, and Steven has promised me, if he doesn't remember, that I get to write a chapter.
I will give him a piggyback ride too.
Ooh.
That's not what I
want
want
to hit on real quick. So Eric is asking or saying Disney is against cops now because they announced to reboot the buddy cop movie Turner and Hooch on Disney Plus. What?
That's true.
Yep.
Holy crap.
Oh, you have no idea.
Here's the thing. 2 years ago, I would have thought that comment was insane. But now it's just like they are picking out things from the past to tear it all down, vandalize it, regurgitate it, and turn it into something else. So that's actually not like if you're sitting at home and you're thinking, oh, well, those are a lot of conclusions to jump to. Yeah, well, you know, the best predictor of the future is the past. And they're continuing to do this, and they're doing it in such a terrible way.
Well, and here's the thing, SD, have you seen that script yet?
The Turner and Hooch one? Not yet. I could probably find it. Let me see.
Yeah, it's out there. It's out there.
Yeah, it's
what the actual
there.
fuck? It's ridiculous.
Yeah,
but no, it's just they're doing this stuff because existing IPs are easier to sell in a new rebranded way than it is to create a new idea.
It is, yeah.
It's all spreadsheet coordination.
Yeah.
The other part too is like, but prior to them doing this stuff here, what they used to do in the little gap beforehand was they had the screenwriter or the creative publish a novel or a comic book. They would then play around with the numbers of the sales, use those numbers to leverage in a purchase from the studio to produce that as a show or a film. and then they would get their money in that way, and it actually ended up working quite often. In fact, my agent at the time, who I'm no longer with, begged me to do that, but the thing is, I didn't want to because I had to put up all the costs of making it myself, and I do not have the money for that. So like, that was the one thing. The other part too is that you're also dealing with some people who do this. They already have a substantial amount of money. They're only doing it for prestige and reputation. They're not doing it to make a profit. So there's a lot of contentious aspects to how this model is working, and we're actually going to be seeing a weird struggle with regards to the economics of it. Things are going to have a boost, and then it's going to have a very sharp decline.
Yeah, and it's actually going to happen on a regular, because they will have no performance after the initial release. It'll be like, well, episode 1 did fine, and then there was a dramatic fall off. Now, if you look at the way that shows on Netflix and other streaming services have actually performed, that's not what happens. There's a rise, a peak, and it sustains for quite a period of time, then it falls off. And that when you look at what happens with some of the stuff on Disney Plus, that's not what happens. Now, again, we don't have reliable metrics because, as I have done videos on my channel, and I'll be happy to talk about, parrot analytics are total bullshit. We don't actually know what any of these numbers really are. Although Disney and some other companies are going to be forced into a position where they have to actually reveal said metrics as performance, because they're going to start to be challenged on them. And,
okay, so we're going to get to a super chat, but before we do that, and before we go down a rabbit hole, I just want to put a question to Culture Casino and, of course, to SD, and that is getting back to this psychographic. Okay, so we know when we're writing, professional authors know we have a psychographic, we have a demographic, we have people who we're speaking to. We can almost shape the person out, and the people on their periphery. And when we're changing this narrative of here is the blue aisle and here is the pink aisle at the toy store, what do you gentlemen, and of course, Stephen, I'd like to rope you in on this as well. What do you think of this idea that they're sort of choosing these highly palatable franchises that have worked in the past because they're so afraid of this unknown, leaving this security of the blue aisle in the toy store and the pink aisle in the toy store? How does that play into this regurgitative process, this willingness to go back to these franchises? Is it their only safety net?
I think a lot of it, to me, is that they just don't have ideas, or actually, no, people have ideas. People have good ideas to tell stories, but nobody wants to take risks anymore. And that's kind of the big issue. It's playing things safe. It's the reason why, at this point in time, The Mandalorian is so safe. It's the reason why we get these constant reboots. Oh, it's Die Hard. I heard of Die Hard. Let's lesbians.
Oh, you mean Thigh Hard, the epic scissoring that we're going to get from Charlize Theron.
Oh
yes,
my gosh!
Very excited. Very excited about that.
Like that. I mean, it's like let's take it something familiar and change it and market it to a new demographic or a new generation. Except that demographic is this tiny little sliver of humanity. This is the other problem that I have with this. They're marketing towards everybody, but they want to they're pandering. It's going back to the whole thing with the corporate virtue signaling. Yeah, but here's the thing: everybody. We have everybody's savvy to this comics. I mean, you have an audience now who is not dumb. They're savvy to it, but the thing is, to those who are, the woke crowd, it's not enough. They haven't gone far enough. Look at the controversy over trans inclusion in Cyberpunk right now. Oh, I love it. It's very sexy. It's fucking funny because if you talk to Jade, she's like, this is like the most inclusive game that's ever existed.
Have you talked to Kiri Howard? Have we sent an invitation to my friend Kiri Howard
Kiri's
for
been
this
playing
stream?
Cyberpunk since it came out.
Is she coming? Is she coming tonight when we talk?
I wish.
doing that, Raquel.
No, she's playing live. And not only that, she's talked about it at length amongst us and on some other streams. That she doesn't see anything that's transphobic in the game.
It's fucking
And Kiri would say it.
Yeah, Kiri would say it.
Yeah.
Anyways, getting back to the point, I definitely think that it's not just socially driven. I think that there is a convergence of variables here, and I definitely think that for far too long they hired all of these marketing teams and these psychologists and these psychiatrists, and they developed these specific branding markets. We know they're real. We know they're true. I have an education in them. They're actually there, and they had the blue aisle and the pink aisle. And I think that when you no longer have the blue aisle and you no longer have the pink aisle, I don't think that they're willing to take the risk on the new stories, on the new franchises, on the new ideas.
Well,
I have.
Shout out to Raquel real quick because she always teaches me words. Psychographic, never knew that word. I can infer what it means, but thank you.
You don't know what most words mean.
So, well, the thing is that, okay, maybe Star Wars has always appealed to a more traditional male audience or boy audience, but girls have loved it as well.
Yes.
And let's not forget that they're different. People are made in different ways. You know, there are some girls that like boy stuff. They're feminine. They put on dresses and wear them, but they like hanging out with the boys, getting dirty, playing with the boys. They like doing that stuff. So, you know, why not just take it from a gender neutral aspect? It should have always been that. People will naturally gravitate to it if the creativity is good. You know, if you're, and also the built-in audience that came with it from previous generations, why would you not want to carry them over as a support base to expansion? You're always going to get people contesting in fandoms. First off, everybody fights. You're always going to have different opinions, and the Star Wars fandom is a great example of that. Always fought. But if you had brought in the traditionals, if you had, like, you know, given, I don't know, threw a couple bones to the expanded universe people, they need it. You know, because if you had done that and taken a more gender neutral aspect to this, instead of saying girl power and we're going to, you know, bash the traditional fan base, the supporting customer of this brand, and
the patriarchy.
Right. How did you expect that to be viable? How financially?
I like the Danish.
Stephen, when I look at what's going on in the world today, I'm very open-minded. I'm incredibly left. Right. Everyone here knows I'm a scholar, and that I am solid on the left. But I do have to say that I think that I would be kind of confused about what would be going on if I had a child at this time, because I really did like the pink aisle, and I also liked the science aisle, and I also liked my ability to exercise her femininity. So I think that if we're going to be an all-inclusive resort and we're going to welcome everyone, why do we have to eschew the pink aisle and eschew the blue aisle? I was watching Star Trek when I was very, very young. I was totally into it. Yeah. And yet there are tons of little girls who loved the pink stuff, who love Barbie, who enjoy being immersed in that world. And that's not a social construct per se. Women are also more communal and communicative when they're quite small. They like to exchange feelings and work in a community. I mean, you can look this up in psychology. I mean, you learn it in Psychology 101. It's just, where do parents go now? If you're not allowed pink and you're not, blue is bad, pink is bad. I'm just wondering where the psychographic is and where the marketing is going here, because I'm starting to feel like it's not marketed to anyone.
It's in a rainbow.
You're not look. And here's the thing, Raquel. You're not losing your mind.
No,
you're not losing your mind. You're aware of the same things all of us are aware of, which is there's nothing when you go seek to destroy something and not replace it with something else. You're being just a bully, an insane human of sorts. But what they're going out to destroy, they're not telling you what they're going to replace it with, because it's something more insidious.
Yeah, it really
It's been going on for quite some time, and you and I and everybody else, and again, comics and I, we don't come from the left, we come from the weirdness, which is the libertarian side of things, which means we're schizophrenic when it comes to politics.
Yes. You could do anything at any moment.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean,
getting back to what we're talking about, the whole thing with gender and sex.
Yeah.
They invent it, which is funny because they say, "Oh, gender is a social construct." Well, it's like, no shit, you guys invented it in the fucking 60s. Okay, we know it's a social construct, but now they're trying to say biological sex is a social construct, and it's like bull fucking shit.
Right.
Well, that's the problem, is when they're telling you to believe the science. Well, first of all, believing something is dogma. So, science is one of those things where it's tested correctly or it's and true, or it's tested incorrectly and it's false. There's no belief involved in that. It's either yes or no. Mm-hmm. So the belief is not required here. So
whenever they say that, it sounds like a fucking religion at that point.
It is. You've turned it into a cult.
Well, I would just like to say for the record, I would just like to say for the record that I am in favor of lesbian, gay, bi, and trans in film. The thing is that what I don't understand is that we started out with a narrative and a rhetoric in which it was all men and they were all ists and obes, and now we're fully immersed in this process. And the thing is that I'm not an ist or an obe, and I'm open to all of this, and I want all of this. I'm just wondering why it all has to be retconned. Everything has to be pulled away and put through the shredder, and then we have this confused, disjointed message coming out the other end, which is you can't have pink and you can't have blue. You're going to have what we give you, and it's this thing down in the middle. So I'm just not sure if corporations should be playing our psychiatrists. Should corporations be our psychiatrists, guys?
Well, no. And here's the thing, Raquel. And here's the thing. Let's go. Just for fun, we're going to move over to Star Trek because that's pretty easy because it was on television for a while.
There's a few comments I got to get.
I'm sorry.
I've had this one from Imperial Lupita.
I noticed. It's a good comment. So
yeah. Imperial Appeal for $5. They also have the key leadership with metal rods so far up their rears that you can see the shine when they speak. LOL.
Oh,
great, man. I would have laughed harder, but I've been laughing inside for like the past 20 minutes at that.
Yeah.
So thank you.
Well, here's
it jumped. Hang on a second.
Yeah, and but Raquel, you're so on target with all of that. But if I were to venture into Star Trek, I would say this. We had lesbian relationships, we had trans, we had all kinds of stuff in Star Trek in TNG. This is not new concepts for humanity.
No, it's
and
not.
You know what? And we still had blue and pink aisles back then. And we still had gender normatives, but our normatives expanded, right? They were you could be X, you could be Y.
That's the thing I don't understand. I mean, I do understand. I know what they're trying to do. Like I said, they have an issue with the West, and they're trying to dismantle Western civilization because they're istophobic.
Yeah, but it's this tiny little. This is the thing, dude. It's this tiny little fraction of humanity, right? And we should just reject them wholesale, like we have forever. We cannot let the tail wag the dog, and that's what's been happening for the last 8, 9, 10 years at this point. Well, it has to stop.
Okay.
Go ahead.
But
real quick.
Sorry.
And there's another comment I want to get to because it's actually.
All right, I'm shutting up.
Okay. Coverage stands for $5. It's a Dutch Pizza Hut unless you need to use the toilet to masturbate. Then it's a Dutch Papa John's.
Oh my God, dude.
Yeah, Gary from Neurotic said something important that inspired me to write my own book and bring new life, a new story, because one of us created the next Lord of the Rings or Star Wars.
And Mirrorspheres, I'm sorry, I keep forgetting to shout you out too. Yes, Mirrorspheres is writing a book.
Mirrorsphere.
That's all I want. That's all I want. I just want the next Star Wars. I just want the next Star Trek. Where is it?
It's coming.
Where is it? And then you know what?
It's called Sunsworn on Indiegogo.
There are so many LGBT people in the fandom menace, so many people in this community will totally embrace it. I just think a lot of us are just kind of like, okay, so is this only a one-trick pony? So this is a corporation just telling us this same stuff over and over again in stuff from our childhood. It's sort of rewriting our childhood. Okay, well, that pony, we paraded that pony out, we put a bow on it now, and now it's time to create something new that we can all enjoy.
Well, the other thing too that
we need to turn that pony into glue because it's a bad idea.
Script, I love you.
Is because there's a huge push for stakeholder capitalism.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, he knows what it is, and essentially what it is, for those of you who don't know what it is, it's a way for corporations to make money by pushing diversity. It's really not making money because, well, we can make
it does eventually.
It does eventually, but they set the bar so low because now the shareholders are considered to be just another stakeholder, and they're not beholden to the stakeholders. Excuse me, the shareholders anymore. They're beholden to the stakeholders. So if they make a goal of pushing so much diversity and they achieve that, it means their executives get a bonus. So it's about feeding more money to upper management, but they get to have the social credit, the altruism and whatnot, of saying, oh, look at all these wonderful things we did. Never mind the fact that we have people who were basically slaves in China building our products.
Yeah, they're okay with it.
Have you ever heard of the concept of the castrated male being the female, and how that evolves as a derivative trope? So you have a male character, and he's powerful. He's he's full of muscles. He's sexy. He's smart. He's everything. And then you come along and you're kind of like, okay, well, this is how we're going to represent women. We're just going to put a woman in that role. Yes. So see, for me, the problem is this derivative repetition of tropes and the derivative nature of what they're doing. When I see a female character that is not designed as a female character by a writer, and it's merely a male character with a female in the suit, I don't feel liberated. For the record, most normal people with an IQ above a caret don't feel liberated at that point. We feel like somebody's standing in her dad's closet walking around in his boots. And that's not my idea of feminism. My idea of feminism is real stories about real powerful women. There is diversity in women. There is diversity in feminism. And let's move forward telling actual stories about actual women. I like Princess Leia. That's a great example. Princess Leia wasn't just a castrated male.
Yeah, you're absolutely correct. She was not. And that's, like you said, it was one of the biggest issues of storytelling. The Watchmen is a perfectly good example of this, the TV series, because you could tell that the main character was a male, and then they decide, oh, we're not going to change any of the writing, but we'll just change the genders of the characters, right? We'll make the male character female and the female character male. So yeah, that's what it was. So toxic Dutch man.
What have you done, sweetheart? What have you done? I love you so much. No. Why have you done this to your name? Oh my God, baby.
The stream is this stream. I was asking for a friend who told me. Guys, I can't fucking believe it.
Cool.
TMF. I'm actually crying.
Look before you share what I sent in the look.
If it's what Parrothead sent to you, I've already seen it.
Okay, good God.
Yes, let's make our own Star Wars with
Dejarik.
Oh, Dejarik. Okay.
Dejarik.
And just bands. Anytime you hear about crowdfunding, consider spending there instead of corporation.
I want to say something because I responded to this to Mr. Tickletrunk because Mr. Tickletrunk is awesome. I am currently working on an idea that is a cowboy horror film in the Old West, that I'm going to make script right because I suck at screenwriting.
Script's got a lot of work.
He does.
You know he's going to charge you money, right?
I don't care. I'll pay him. This
Script
is
gets the
money.
money.
It's just money.
This is great from Willie Woodford. It says RM is right. This is from our previous conversation. There was a book that came out in 2008 called Obsessive Branding Disorder, which addresses this.
Yes.
Yeah, Willie, that's where I'm coming from. So I am the left voice who wants to watch movies with lesbian, gay, bi, trans, and women in them. But I want them to be our own movies, made for us, written for us. I don't get off on stepping into somebody else's boots and pretending that I'm that person. That doesn't make me feel liberated.
And he basically says the same thing in a $5 super chat. Yeah, sorry, man. I've been hovering above, much higher in the chat, and I did see your comment. You did need to resend it. I just didn't have a chance to get to it yet, man. But that was a great comment.
But Raquel, if
Yes,
if your ideas or your concepts are soundly rejected, if the art does not have support,
Yes.
how do you feel about that?
I think that that's a part of living in a society where you have free will to buy something or to not buy something.
Right.
I think that the market will decide. That's macroeconomics, right? Supply meets demand, and and even so, that doesn't mean that any of those stories won't get told. There are plenty of art houses and wonderful independent theaters where almost anybody's story can be told. And that's why I want to tell all of them. I want to tell everybody's story from everyone's perspective.
So if like I said, in this circumstance, should you call someone names or castigate them for not sharing your opinion about a particular film and or television program?
Well, no, I think that ad hominem attacks just show that the person isn't thinking critically, and they don't realize that some people, their taste is all in their mouth, and that's a reality. And everyone has the. Yes, I'm very salty right now because I think that we have a right to not like things and we have a right to like things. And I think that we're getting to a place where, as a communications person, I'm seeing this sort of idea starting to take shape over the horizon, and it's getting bigger and bigger. And that is this idea that entertainment is a monolith and that there won't be any extremes of anything. We're going to get to a point where it's just so bland that we're supping the mush like, Oliver Twist, that it's going to be baby pablum because everyone will need to sup at the trough. So it's sad, but we're getting there.
Homogenized.
Well, what we're seeing is
entertainment.
What did you say?
It's not just
Esty? I'm
homogenized.
sorry.
But what we're also seeing is clones of a clones, like replicative aphasia with regards to our entertainment, especially sadly within the LGBTQ community, because I know a number of producers up in Canada, in Ontario, Quebec, and British Columbia that make content specifically for those groups. And I've watched those movies with interest, but they are terrible films because they're just copying what they see on the romantic comedies or the dramas or the actions, which they're not the original action films of like the late 70s and early 80s. They're the stuff from like 2001 to 2010. And those are copies of those. So you have copies of copies. So they're not putting in the effort. They're banking on the prestige of what genre or what representative group they are appealing to. And because that representative group's market is so small, they don't have a whole lot of diversity to choose from in quality of content. They buy what's ever available to them. And in some cases, many of them just accept it and champion it because they hope to get more, instead of doing the proper thing, which is what all audiences should be doing, which is pointing out the patronizing aspects of those films.
It is.
Like,
and
there's a romantic comedy that's been searching around, which is absolutely horrible. There's no stakes, there's no drive, there's no chemistry.
Yes.
And it sells out all the time because there's no better version of it. And it's actually doing a disservice to the community that they that wants that representation. And the people who have produced it know this and don't care.
Now you're starting to get into the meat of it, and you've sunk your teeth into the steak. This is where I'm at. This is how I'm feeling. I'm feeling like this is a betrayal, that this is a paper tiger, that there is nothing sincere or good behind this, I don't feel liberated by it. I'm just seeing a bunch of empty tropes. And it's all pastiche.
And that's the problem.
But it's been that way for 10 years.
Yeah. No, it's CC. You're totally right.
Yeah.
Yeah. The thing it's funny is like, my wife is completely fine with being pandered to. She doesn't. She loved Watchmen. She's like, oh, I love how they had the dad stayed home and the mom was working. It's like, how can you not see it for what it is?
The man who was in the military, who fired a gun
that too
in the military,
gun to his wife and carries the child.
Yeah, that's
not just that, but the whole thing with
oh my God,
the whole thing with the character of Michelle or whatever the fuck her name was. It's like I don't get it. It takes all sides, folks. But
no.
About it is like, how can you like this garbage?
Yeah,
because it's pandering to you. That's why you like this garbage.
Well, no, and that's the problem. Look, I mean, people vote for certain people for reasons. I mean, we've had this. There's 100 different ways to have this same conversation. If somebody promises you the thing that you want, I mean, there you are. But you have to. Nobody thinks about the consequences of getting what they want.
Yeah, and me and Ben Hanna, we're talking about the TV series, not the movie.
Yeah, me too. And but it's just nobody thinks about those consequences. If you're handed the things that you want, something has to give. I mean, there is a price to be paid along the way. Mm-hmm. And a little bit of your soul is lost every time you accept something that you want, that you're delivered for no other reason than you want it. When you get a hot dog, you had to pay for it. Or well, I guess most people don't do that.
At the end of the day, a lot of it too. She's like, well, it has the characters from the Watchmen. It had the blue guy, or Dr. Manhattan. I was like, yeah. But just because you have characters in the show doesn't mean it's that thing. There are certain themes that go along with it.
Yeah,
and like that's the main point that was missed from the TV series is
background.
The whole point of the story,
context. Yeah.
Fucking
and the writer who is incredibly, like, I don't know, super woke or whatever.
One of the biggest hacks in the industry.
No. I mean the original creator of the Watchmen is
Alan
going.
Moore, who is not much a hack, but a guy with his head up his own ass.
yeah. When he's like going, "What the f is this?" You know that it's not hitting the mark. So it's just I don't know, man. Don't get me started. And they trivialized one of the most iconic, terrible event. I don't even want. You know what? We'll move on.
Yeah. Yeah. It's.
I could do 20 minutes on that and be angry. I'm not going to do it.
We should do a stream where we hate on it. Anyway, if you're looking for $5, one of the best ways to expand a fandom is a passionate fan sharing his or her love and passion for a franchise. Passion is contagious. It absolutely is.
It is, Imperial.
And do you know how you grow a fandom, especially with regards to Star Wars? You write the movie as if no one has ever seen Star Wars before.
Yes.
Yeah. That's a great idea.
That's how you do it. That's the only way you can do it.
Write what you know and make some people. There are so many different types of people in the world today. And when you're writing stories, there are so many different places you can go. You don't have to treat Leia and these other characters as though they're a coffin, an Iron Maiden, and you're just going to shove another spirit into it and trap it up. A character isn't an Iron Maiden. A character is supposed to be a personality that's written on your mind. And that's not happening.
Iron Maiden. Excellent.
Yeah. You know what? Remember all the Star Trek fans in 1959? Remember how many of those Star Trek fans there were in 1959 or the Star Wars fans in 1971? Because that was a thing, right? No, you have to create these fandoms, and you have to do it by making sure that the core concept of the story you're telling is well thought out and done independently. You cannot rely on the existing establishment of another IP.
If you have 40 years of fans, Yeah, I know this is going to be great when we get to it.
No.
Go ahead. Go
All
ahead.
right. Jaffa for $4.99. Hollywood hasn't rewritten our show. They're bukkakied all over our
Okay, so
Get a wet nap.
you guys are always bugging me for my $1 million words and my vocabulary from graduate school. What the heck is that word?
bukkake.
Bukkake.
No, we're not going there.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
I'll
so
infer, I'll
usually this is an Asian fetish kind of a thing, and usually it's when a bunch of gentlemen surround a young lady and they produce the equivalent of Star Wars
Grogu.
music all over her face.
Lots of Grogu.
Steven just said Grogu.
Are we still
So
monetized?
bad.
I have to check.
Sorry.
I am surprised very much about how we have been monetized this entire time. We're still monetized.
In other words, if you Elmer's glue, several people Elmer's glue all over her face,
Damn.
there you
That's
are.
terrible. Okay, so we're
Yep.
no longer going to go to the Urban Dictionary section of the internet this
I got it
evening.
covered.
This is
I can-
an
got it
educational.
You have
This
it
is-
covered,
covered in
DCC?
QA.
You've got it covered.
This
I
is an
do.
educational program.
You got her
Yeah,
covered.
I will blast all over that for everyone.
All right. Mutant Bad Hammer for $5. People are so deaf to pointing out bad things with China these days is scary. Oh yeah. That is really weird. Worse, it's mostly the same people who wouldn't shut up about Russia. Oh, here, dude, here's my conspiracy theory. I think the reason why they did the Russiagate thing is because when it finally got exposed that, top politicians within our government have been basically compromised by China, they can claim, oh, you just want revenge for Russiagate.
Yeah, except it's not working. It's not working because some of the acceptable media has been going, oh shit.
I hope so. I hope they fucking
Yeah.
call it.
Some of them have
Yeah.
a
Well, that'd be
conscience.
nice.
It is,
Yeah,
but
it's kind of weird.
one guy who is compromised. I can't remember his name. Smallwell, I think his name is.
Oh, Swalwell. Yeah,
Swalwell.
Swalwell.
Yeah,
The
he-
W, yeah.
He swallows a lot, apparently. Yeah.
Grogu.
Okay, you guys, SD's been trying to jump in. Let
Oh,
him
sorry,
finish his
Skip.
thought.
Okay,
What
what
are you
now?
saying, SD?
I don't. Oh, I just corrected the name for Swalwell because that's
Oh.
who it is. But like
Okay.
you're not wrong. Like for instance, there's so much about China culturally that SJW should be really upset about. I mean, for one, it's a homogenized world to a point, even though it's not really. It just advertises that.
Not even that. It's the fucking the Uyghur Muslim shit that's going on there.
Oh my God.
Fucking
Oh
talk
yeah,
about-
I don't like the idea that they're putting people into camps and removing
Well,
them from society.
They've been painted as the bad guy for 20 years now, and you'd figure the SJWs would be on top of that with all the virtue signaling
No,
they
that's
do.
too difficult of a fight.
Early on, okay, so when I started my channel, I got super ticked off because of the dude with the bad afro. He's a Nike guy.
Oh, Kaepernick.
Colin
Caperdouche, Duper Cash, whatever his fucking name is. Anyway, he is all about what now?
douching cashing.
That's what I said. And he is earning a paycheck from Nike, who is essentially supplied by all of these freaking slaves that are in these Uyghur camps. As far as their products, I mean, the Chinese have
That's
been.
what I'm talking about. It's like, look at all these wonderful things we have. We support social justice because
And-
we support, Caperdou.
Caperdouche, yeah,
Don't
Duper
look
Cash,
over
whatever
here.
his fucking
We
name
have
is.
Chinese slave labor building our shoes.
Yeah, no, and absolutely, and Duper Cash is Casherdouche, fucking douche canoe, whatever his name is. That guy's making a fucking shitload of money, not playing football, talking about the injustice, right? Except that the ultimate injustice in this world is slavery. You fucking Looney Tunes, and
It's fine. It's not happening to the right colored people, so it's no big deal.
Right. And that's why. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Culture. Go ahead.
This shit pisses me off. It really does.
Go ahead.
I've been angry. That was one of the I did a very early video about this, and I talked about all the factories and everything that was involved and all the companies. I have a list of all of these Fortune 500 companies that do business with China who actually, I don't know, use slave labor to produce their effing goods. And they're like, oh no, we have all these policies. They don't fucking work, you lying assholes.
He will not fucking call out China for what they've done, and they are far worse when it comes to human rights violations than this.
Well, yeah, they've hurt their people worse than any other country has in the last 60 years.
Yeah.
We constantly get bashed here in the States, because of the history of the country. Yet we have progressively moved forward. We're not perfect, but we have progressively moved forward to the true dream of liberty for all. So if we're that bad, then how come a country like China, which is doing what they're doing,
fucking free pass?
Exactly. That does not make sense to me, and that's why I say these people are disingenuous. These SJWs, these far leftists, neolibs, they are not genuine people. I don't know who they are. They don't represent my values. But if you're going to have a problem with inequality in this country, which is minor compared to what it has been, it has progressively gotten better, and not call out. I don't even. There's so many words going through. I don't know if I want to get demonetized.
Where I'm at, but Mr. Tickle Trunk says China is a fascist ethno state. Legit.
Oh, it is
legit. I don't understand it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, this is the Quartz article. I just threw it out there from May. Companies still can't stop labor abuses at Chinese factories. Yeah, this is one of the articles I covered. Now we're going back in the Wayback Machine to March when I did this particular story, and I had many other supporting elements to this, and I can produce them. That the Xinjiang province, which guess what? Where fucking Mulan was filmed, kids.
Yep.
Anyway, this fucking bullshit was in the background there, and the Australian Strategic Policy Institute. Those are the Aussies right now who are acting like a bunch of totalitarians recently. Anyway, they were founded by Australia's government to study this kind of thing, and this guy that wrote this article calls them out and says that they had at least 80,000 Uyghurs in the Xinjiang province in Western China, factories across the country where they work under conditions that strongly suggest forced labor. In other words, they did not want to use the words slaves.
Yeah.
Listen, I just want to interrupt and deviate for 1 second. Sure. I would like to, for the panel, to say goodnight to Robert Frey. Robert spent quite a bit of time with us this evening, and he says, I'm going to have to bow out. Got to get up early tomorrow. Robert Frey, thank you so much for joining the show tonight and for sticking around with us adding your comments. Just really great participation. Thank you so much. If you're not subbed, please sub and smash the like button.
For a while, he's a great dude. He's been around.
Awesome.
Yeah, Robert's awesome.
Okay. Good night, my friend.
Good night.
Good night, Robert, and thanks for sticking with us because we were supposed to end the stream about an hour ago.
Oh, dude, yeah, Mr. This is gonna be a short one because I'm tired. Comics division, I haven't slept for like a month and a half, but we're gonna cut this short.
Yeah, you were on vacation, so you haven't slept at all.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's get through.
Tommy, good night, brother. Thank you for modding.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Mr. Tickle Trunk, for another 2 Canadian pesos. It's 5 loud assholes controlling a room of thousands. Yeah,
it's only 4 of us right now.
Well, no,
wait.
It was something else previous.
Good night, Tommy.
That's why I try and get the super chats when they're still topical. Toxic Man Flu, who changed his name back for $2. Right when I know Star Trek: The Rise of My Member.
There's the TMF we all know and love.
Oh yes, indeed.
That's only because we use the word bukkake. That's all I want to say about that. Anyway. So, but anyway, so regardless, I do a lot of research when I do my stories, and this was one of the ones that just hit home for me because it bothers me that all of these major Fortune 500 companies use slave labor. Apple, Nike, Amazon, Samsung, Zara, H&M, Microsoft, Mercedes-Benz. Those companies are using these slave laborers.
Hey, send me that article because I didn't know my second channel.
Sure. Just so that we're talking about validity in fact checking. CC has pulled this article from Quartz, and I believe Quartz, you would have to check, but I believe Quartz is a subsidiary of The Atlantic.
Yes,
So
it is.
this is a legitimate part of their citadel of really solid journalism. So this is this good article.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
surprised that solid journalism is coming from a company that is associated with The Atlantic.
Well, you know what? Here's the problem. Okay, so Wes, this is why I love Wes Moody, and I killed the article because I can go off on this for hours to get all grumpy about it. But my buddy Wes Moody actually, yeah, no, I know, and you'll have it. You can have it. You can have this article and all of the others associated with slavery in China because I got plenty. But my buddy, my buddy Wes Moody, and again, he did an interview with a fact checker, somebody who's actually paid to do that job.
Yes.
Most recently,
journalism.
Yeah, actually, straight up, yeah. He actually was wearing a JSOC hat, which I was like, "Holy crap!" So, but this is a person who was a journalist who's been a journalist since I don't know forever because he's legitimately a boomer. Like I want to be a boomer, but I'm not. I'm a little too old, too young to be a boomer. So, but he's legitimately a boomer, and he talks very, very extensively about all of the elements, including things that we thought were possibly, conspiracies. And he's like, "No, that's probably real." And so this is like a guy that really walks the line, but he does a good job, and it was a great interview. So if you guys get an opportunity to check out that,
I'm gonna have to check that out.
Yeah, it's really, really, really well done.
And fact checkers don't just check journalists.
No.
They also check reporting. So
Yes.
it usually goes through 3 levels of that. So it's not even just one level of fact checking. It usually hits 2 or 3 eyeballs because there's a pollution in the process.
Yes.
So when you write something, it's even if you're a talented editor, you have poisoned eyes. At that point, you're reading through all your mistakes. So of course, it needs to go through a substantive edit. It needs to go through a fact check. It has to go through proofreading and copy editing. So yeah, so he this is what he does for a living.
Yeah. It's very good. And of course, I will recommend that highly. But I'm gonna send comics some fun stuff, and I'm sure we'll talk about it on Monday. But beyond all of,
if you're interested, you can join us Monday too if you want.
Oh yeah, dude, Wes is the best.
I'm actually wanting to have Wes on.
I know, he's so great. I know. It's just he's hard to get because he's so busy. The guy does a stream all the damn time. I mean, seriously. Oh, by the way, this is an interesting thing. I have decided because comics is awesome, I'm going to try to be comics. Well, not really, but I'm going to try it to be almost as good as comics. And I'm starting a daily brief on my. I'm going to have a comics live, or not a comics, a culture casino live channel. And I will do a daily brief, which will be 6 minutes long. I've decided I'm going to give everybody 6 minutes of my time every day on that channel. So it'll be like, but anyway, beyond all of that, so check it out. It's beautiful.
Like a solo stream where I'll just talk about something for like 15 minutes and then go off the air.
Yeah, I love that. That's a great concept. And anybody should be doing something. We need more voices. I can't possibly say that enough times. I truly believe it. I'm like, even if I only have 100 people watching me, I don't care, because there needs to be more voices, because those voices will spout more voices, et cetera, and we'll all start talking. Because guess what? We don't do anymore. We don't talk to each other.
We don't talk to each other. Yeah, it's pretty ridiculous. That was like one of the things I mentioned with my top, my 15 things to do. To start doing before goddamn read, dude. 15 things you need to start doing to prepare for 2021. One of them was, to be a activist for your rights and to educate yourself on what's going on.
Stock up on toilet paper.
Stock up on toilet paper. Yeah, that was there too.
It's so weird that you guys call it toilet paper. Like it's not.
What do you call it?
Bathroom tissue ideally, but yeah, it's just so funny. Just the toilet paper.
It's not much paper.
Well, no,
it's different crinkles.
No, it's pulp. It's pulp product. It's wipe your ass stuff. It's it's not the 3 seashells. God-damn it! That's all I know.
Bunch it. You fold it as toilet paper.
Oh, the John Beck bog roll.
Bog roll. There you go. The John Beck.
So good.
Toilet paper.
Toilet paper.
No, bathroom tissue.
It's toilet paper.
It's toilet paper.
No, I like how script is like, I'm not paper. No.
It's got
Tissue?
cotton in
Okay.
it, so I'm like, I don't know, man.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. You're wiping your ass with cotton?
Did you know he's our king?
My
This is a monarchy up here. He's our king, and he actually has what did they call that in the monarchy? I forget. The lumen. He has a lumen who.
I have a
wipes
lumen
his
and I have a
bottom.
stool groomer.
For my
Just like Henry VIII, the stool groomer.
Yes, it's stool
Oreo.
groomer. That's what it is.
great.
He has a stool groomer, and
Oh.
he has a live sheep. He straddles the sheep, then we hose it off. And SD is our king. He's our king up here.
Piss boy. Yeah,
Yeah, we
I
have
see
one of those
now.
too.
Oh my God. Give me
You leave
strength.
this here?
Give me strength.
Stop it! Too funny.
my brain's melting.
Yeah, where do you go from that? Yeah.
Oh, dude, you muted yourself or something.
Did I mute-
Oh no, you're back. All right, you had no words. For a
That's
minute.
weird. I say
Ask
we
more.
should probably call it a night.
No, I'm having much fun, and Raquel's here, and she's torturing all the boys in the chat. This is great.
Well, we can have Raquel on again to torture the boys.
Oh, okay, that's good.
That would be a pleasure. It's an honor and a pleasure to be with this great panel of wonderful guys who I love very much, and of course this wonderful chat. You guys always bring such great ideas and hysterical comments, and intelligent and thought-provoking comments as well. You guys are just terrific, and we appreciate you. I know I speak on behalf of the whole panel. We appreciate you so much.
Yes, hail to that. Hail the chat. Thank you.
I am glad that Script Doctor was able to make it because since we're talking about the whole Disney thing.
Yeah, me too. I miss hanging out with you guys. I kind of wish I could live on this schedule, but it does not pay enough. So I hope it's only temporary and I can still bounce back.
Yeah, this is pretty late for you. You're writing right now, hey?
Yeah, it's 2:15 right now, but I'm on a furloughed schedule, so I only work about 3-4 days a week, depending on how I'm needed. So, and we've met our deadlines, so now we'll do up to all our proofs. So all the books have come in, and we got to make sure that they're in the right order, and then there's some physical labor involved because I'm young, and there'll be older people that want to do it.
You'll be hauling them around the tomes. You're going to be hauling. The
No,
tomes
literally, someone misplaced 4 crates of books that came in that we had to proof out in one of the hallways, stairwell hallways that we used for the emergency exit. And because I didn't want to take the elevator one day, I just decided to take the stairs down. I found them, and so I had to haul them back into the office. And the owner of the company was so thrilled with it. He asked me to come in extra days and they'll work something out with the lockdown procedures because he was really happy I found all these crates of books.
Awesome. That's great.
Script is like I have 15 commandments. Damn, I have 10 commandments.
And if they were stone, yeah.
Tox is going to bed, so he's want to wish us good night. Says, "Well, I'm like the only man on an island of female nymphomaniacs."
I love you, TMF. You totally brought your A game tonight. Thank you for cheering up everybody in the chat, for blowing up the chat like only you can, and for making everyone on this panel just laugh their butts off. You are a card, and we adore you.
Tox, you blow the chat like nobody else, brother.
Yeah. Oh, dude. Yeah, dude. You spray it all over the place, man, and I appreciate it. Get some Gatorade, man. You need to hydrate because, damn. Oh, dude, it is. Yeah, dude, they're just laying it on. You were dude. It's spraying like a sprinkler, my friend. You need to definitely take care of yourself.
Thanks, sweetheart. Good night.
Lots of water.
Yeah. Impact sprinkler, even.
I love that.
So SD, before we go, would you mind please letting us know what you have coming to your channel? What have you released recently? Can you just remind everybody what's going on? Sometimes we get notifications and sometimes we don't. Would you mind please just letting everyone here know what you're up to immediately?
Okay. Star Trek Discovery episode 9 just dropped this morning. So I'm going to be working on that review. And then in about 45 minutes, The Mandalorian is going to drop. So I'll be watching that.
See, I knew you had immediate stuff coming.
You want to watch it together? You're going to be up and watch it together?
I'll see what I can do because I'm actually waiting for my sister to get back to me because she's the one with the Disney Plus account.
Okay.
And I got the app onto it, and we have to make sure we sync it up because the way it works out here in Canada with our VPN, if I turn it on and then she turns it on, it basically causes issues with Disney Plus.
Yeah.
So I got to work on that part. And yeah, I've caught up with all the Star Trek Discovery and Mandalorian videos. I pretty much got a video dropped like every 2 days over the last week, which I've really ran me dry at the same time of doing my work.
Yeah, he has a lot of content out there, guys. That's why I said, he's
I did
busy.
I think I've got a total of like 57 or 58 videos on my channel covering various TV shows and opinions.
Yep.
So,
all right.
Yeah, that's about it.
So around the circle. How can people find you, Script Doctor?
I have a youtube.com/scriptdoctor. Thank you, Stephen, for putting my channel in the chat.
Dutch Pizza Hut.
What we're doing? What now?
We're heading to your house.
No, we're not.
And they don't have socks.
Stephen is heading to your house, and he's bringing Dutch Pizza Hut.
Nope. Oh boy! You can also find me on Twitter at ScriptDoctorPhD. I do have a parlor, which is just Script Doctor, so you can check me out over there. And you can find me on the next live stream. I know for sure I'm doing is this Sunday with author Stephen Walton, and over on Nerd Cookie's channel with The Mandalorian. And I think Final Death Star should be joining us as well, and maybe even Jay if he's not hanging out at one of those Disney parks. So you can check us out over there. And yeah, we'll see what happens.
Real quick, let me get this comment. So apparently Disney's released footage of the Turner and Hooch Disney show.
Oh, wow.
That's right. All right. Other special guest, Raquel.
Hi, everybody.
Look how pretty.
That's my Vulcan cosplay. I should switch it to my Andorian. It's been forever since I switched it.
I was going to say, you look like a very goth Vulcan.
Oh, no. And yeah, super hot, just so you know.
Oh, I love you guys. Thank you so much. So yeah, everybody, my name is Raquel Briggs. You can find my published nonfiction at academia.edu, and you can find my science fiction, yes, that's right, science fiction, under my name, R.M. Briggs, at amazon.com or on your Kindle device or through your Kindle app. I have a bunch of science fiction short stories that I'm hoping to parlay into a collection if they do well. And that's about it.
Author Stephen Walton.
Hi, everybody. Thank you for stopping through tonight. I really appreciate all the comments. Always have fun here on Comics Division's channel. Next show I'm going to be on is going to be Rogue Entertainment, which is going to be on Jane Theory's channel from now on because she does great. She's a great host, and so we're going to move that over there permanently.
She's awesome.
She's the best. She is. She got a few more watch hours left before she can hit monetization, and we want to help get her there. Also subscribe to people like Wes Moody. We want to see him monetize. Ords Boards just hit 1,000, so we need to get his watch hours up. Everybody's working and hustling, and I love to see it, all the creativity in the community, and we are supported by you because we don't have an industry. We have each other, and we rise together. Make sure to check out all your independent creators out there, as many as you can, and do me and share out links. If even if you're not interested in buying what they're selling, sharing out a link could mean the difference between someone getting noticed and someone not. And also your 2 or 3 favorite YouTube creators. The algorithm hates us, especially over here in the Menace. So if you could retweet them, share out their videos, talk about them. We got some great creators around here. So just help be a part of the system. I am. Oh, that's the wrong one. I'm sorry. That's Drunk 3PO giving Culture Casino a ride around Disney, which is beautiful. That's a beautiful. We rise together on each other's backs. I am author Stephen Walton, the Fandom Menace historian, your historian, born in the chats with y'all, my brothers and sisters, fighting for our modern mythologies. Wash your hands, wash your ass, be good to each other. Peace.
Peace. Best extro ever.
Oh yeah, seriously. And last but not least, we have Culture Casino.
Hey everyone, I'm Culture Casino. I am working for the author Stephen Walton and many of the other folks that are part of Rogue Entertainment, because I'm part of Rogue Entertainment. I'm part of the fourth wave. I'm part of the proud group of people that still utilize the Fandom Menace hashtag, which I will talk about at length tomorrow in my monologue that I'll do at the very beginning of the Friday pre-flight, which kind of highlights what I think everybody in the Fandom Menace will be talking about going forward for the weekend. So you can check that out. I'm also part of many other live streams throughout the weekend. I'm very proud to be part of those, including the things over on Sporking News Podcasts channel with The Dump, and sometimes I get invited to do things with Steven. It's very inconsistent. I don't think he likes me very much, but I have a lot of opportunities to do things with other people here on the platform that I'm very thankful for. Each and every one of you are the one and only reason that any of us are successful. So I very much appreciate each of you. Be sure that you're subscribed to everybody who's here on this panel. If you're not, I don't know why. Although comics is freaking awesome, and if you are here and you're not subscribed to him, I don't understand why either. But beyond all of that, do support independent creators, because again, as Steven said, there's nobody else supporting us other than you guys. So thank you very much. And you know what? Script Doctor will write my script, and it will be successful. And you will see amazing hair underneath a cowboy hat. Yeah, and until that time. Until that time, thank you all so very much. Be sure to take care of yourself, take care of others, wash your hands,
wash your ass.
And leading into that, my very good friend, Comics Division. Thank you.
You're welcome. All I have to say, everyone, is obviously thank you to my wonderful panel for hanging out with me and just talking about stuff, life, the universe, and everything. And thank you to everybody out there watching this stream.
Yeah.
Without you, well, we would be talking to nobody. Thanks for watching, and thanks for being such a awesome audience. I love the participation. If you guys have not checked out the Great Reset channel, there's a link in the description. I need to get better about getting my panelist YouTube channels added to the description as well.
Panelist, baby.
Panelist, yeah.
Not that kind of party.
There is another link, which is the Comics Division Live, where I upload the streams usually like a week later.
Awesome, dude. Way to be on top of it.
I know. Fucking terrible. I really am. Well, here's the funny thing. I released a new video on the Great Reset channel today. The funny thing is I actually recorded that video Sunday and managed to finally get it done today. So it's been a hell of a week. It really has. So anyway. But yes, there will be lots of Cyberpunk streaming coming to a future near you, because
we didn't even talk about it. Damn it, dude! I had so much to say on Cyberpunk.
You did. I came in and we were talking about boobs. That's how this whole thing started.
I know, but we
started
didn't
with genitals, and now it's going to end with genitals.
Right.
I just want ice cream. I want ice cream with caramel and chocolate sauce and some M&Ms. That's all I want.
Really? That's your brand? I'm all about the dark chocolate with the cherries.
No, I'm good with that too. No. You can bring me your dark chocolate cherry, baby. Oh yeah.
If it's in a cup, I'll eat it. If it's in a cone, I'll just make a mess, because I still eat ice cream like I'm 4.
So bad.
I don't think it's sweet. I think it's
all right.
And Margie, you were a sweetheart. You were such a standout human being. Thank you so much for supporting this channel. You are just an outstanding human. And for everybody else, not only who participated, but who supported this channel and its monetization. You guys are just awesome.
Yes,
Yeah.
thank you. And real quick, I got a few more super stickers I could get through. Crazy Cat Guy for $3 says, has a fox saying bye. And then there is another one for $1.49, which is a super sticker. That is an ice cream cone.
Oh, hey, that sounds good to me. Speaking of which, have you ever noticed that
Your ice cream, man.
the ice cream cone looks like this? So
Yeah.
That's kind of how it is.
Koalas in the rain, koalas in the rain. No fucks given. Koalas